is delicious though.
What?
The winter spiced cranberry sprites. I still have a case in my.
I do like
They fucking
cranberry
slap.
sprite.
What's
Cranberry
great?
sprite's pretty fucking good.
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper is like top tier. It wouldn't be my go-to like drink, but I wouldn't say no to a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, it's fucking
Be
fun.
I like how we
honest.
just went hard live.
I said
I
said
I said we're going live.
Yeah.
He did specify that.
You know what's really good? It's I don't know what it's called. It's like Dr. Pepper with
Look at
it's
the
like a
live
cream
feed.
Dr. Pepper with like it. I don't know what it's called. It's like cream Dr. Pepper with something else. I don't remember.
There's
what it
cream
is.
soda Dr. Pepper, I think, or
Well,
something.
it is, but it's I think it has
Brilliant.
strawberries in
Brilliant.
it. I think it has like strawberries or some shit in it.
It's strawberry cream Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
a big
strawberry,
I'm not a
no.
big Dr. Pepper fan.
Oh my. Bah!
I'm hit and miss with Dr. Pepper, to be honest with you. There are days where I'm like, yeah, okay, this
Shut
is not.
up too.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
Shut the fuck up. You know what sucks about Dr. Pepper though? Even if you leave it standing still and you open it, let's say you open it at your table, that shit's gonna explode.
Mm,
Like 90% of the time.
What do you mean?
Something about Dr. Pepper is like a diffusing a fucking bomb because it's weird. Like you could just leave it sitting there and you open it and it just like comes like right out. I'm like, what the fuck? You're just sitting there. There's nothing happening to you.
Just,
Tell you, my dude.
No.
I don't know, man. But
Yeah.
I try my best to enjoy the Dr. Pepper, but then all of a sudden, yeah, it goes very sour very quickly on me. I don't know why.
It was very sour on you? Dr.
No,
Pepper
like,
usually
like not actually going sour, but I mean like something about it, or like I just don't want to drink this anymore. Like there's a lot of half drunk, Dr. Peppers in my life.
Drunken.
Drankin?
Drankin', doing some
Drankin'. We're drinking tonight.
Is
This
that
guy's
the,
never
like,
Englished
is that
in
like
his life.
the weird cousin of the Kraken?
It's definitely
Like-
yes.
Is that Wolverine's son drinking?
Doctor,
I need to remember
No.
Amber's alcohol when I come out there when we go out there. I forgot what she wanted again for the third time.
Oh my god. Harv?
Mike's hard lemonade, but it was like cherry.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Speaking of Kraken, Disco Dan is our head coach.
Oh, Dan
It's gonna
Bilesma.
be
Oh,
great. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
oh, it's gonna be a rough year for you guys.
Okay, yes. However, I have very high, like unreasonably high expectations for the 25-26 season. We'll see how that goes.
That's where you have the biggest problem. Is when you start getting high expectations for your teams. That's when you get disappointed.
But our talent pipeline is so good. Anyway, this is not a sports podcast. I'm still trying to bully everybody I know into doing a sports podcast with me. Maybe eventually it'll happen.
You should put me on
That's
there.
not.
I feel like you would
Yeah, I know a
really
lot about
You're
accomplish a
welcome
lot.
anytime.
Sweet.
Anytime.
She would get like fed information from Lucas on the other side, like for like baseball.
Yeah, why not? You know what should be a sport?
What's that?
Now, hear me out. Back in like 2009, there was a phenomenal show called Deadliest Warrior, and I think
Oh
there
my
should
God.
be like specifically competitions where they bring back like Eurovision. Who needs Eurovision when you could get like representatives of different countries of their like most prolific warriors and they fight each other to the death?
That's-
and then you get to see
that's what-
I think we should.
That's what
introduce death
Eurovision
fights.
is, but off camera.
Yeah,
I'm
I
guessing.
I agree with you though. I agree with you 100%. I think we should introduce death fights, Hunger Games style. You know what I mean? Just put a bunch of people on the island and actually have them kill each other. I think.
But
it would be
who
fun.
would pay
I
for
think
it
it
though?
would be unique.
Volunteers.
Who would pay
I
for
would.
it? No, I mean
I
like
would.
who would budget?
Oh,
Who would
Dana
budget?
White.
Oh, Dana White. Okay.
Dana White would 100%.
Dana
pay for
White,
that.
100%. Yes,
Or it could be like
On
a battle
Fighter-
royale situation.
Use Fighter Island. You know what I'm talking about?
dude. Remember that? Remember you were talking about doing that?
No.
God, they should have done that.
They should have did Fighter Island, and they could repurpose the island to be like a death match, or bring back celebrity death match. You know what I mean? We have too many celebrities in our world. We need to kill off a few of them. Bring back celebrity death match, and that's how we determine who's the top celebrity.
I like before we went live, there was a group of people who were like, "Yeah, we should not talk about harming celebrities." Oh, okay.
Celebrities are okay. Celebrities don't have rights.
People don't give a fuck.
Celebrities do have rights.
No, celebrities don't have rights.
Unfortunately. That's the problem.
They dictate society. They don't get to have rights.
God damn.
What are we here to talk about today?
I've been trying to write the tweet for the last few minutes, but I have to navigate like 6 different technologies to get it on our Twitter. So I'm gonna post it in the business. If someone could just post it to the main Twitter, that'd be great. And then
the premise of Stone Cold Steve Austin movie, The Condemned. Dude, I haven't heard of that movie in a long time.
Yeah.
I have not seen The Condemned.
Dude, it's not great, but you know what?
Yeah,
it's got fucking Steve Austin in it, and like Eric fucking Roberts is probably in it. I made that up, but I'm pretty sure
we can do Death Race. I think we could do Death Race as a society.
Bring on Death Race, bring on some actual consequence. Much like this episode 99 of the Point in Progress podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome. It is, of course, Jeff Keighley's season. We will be talking about all the games, and of course, I'm going to be talking with all my lovely people here. First up, I'm going to start with the man behind the wheels tonight. Harv, how you doing?
Doing good. Doing well. I am. I'm having my bum look right now. This is the look we're going with right now.
Excuse me.
Your bum look is your normal look?
No, I just have long hair and my beard is getting fucking crazy, so that's why.
So you didn't
look
try.
exactly
Is what you're saying?
How you look?
No. I plan because I'm going out to Boston next week. Boston. So
You're going to Boston?
Boston. Yeah. I got it.
Out to Boston.
I really didn't want to go right now, but my mom was like, "Oh, we have to go," and I can't let her go by herself because that's just you're just asking for fucking things going wrong.
When are you coming back?
I'll be back on the Monday.
The Monday.
The Monday.
The 17th?
Monday.
Yeah.
In fact, the Monday.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I'm like, are we like just gonna meet you at the airport and be
No.
like,
I'm only going for a week. No. It was one of those. They already know that I'm going to Kelowna and all that kind of stuff, and yeah. So this was just one of those things, and yeah, I can't let my mom go by herself because she's gonna get lost and we're never gonna see her again. So like,
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
fair. Underneath him, or actually, I'm underneath him according to the grid. But next to me, which whatever direction ends up working out for, Frank, how are you doing? Also, great shirt.
Yeah. Pretty good. Just chilling. I've just been playing Rainbow Six and Ghost of Tsushima, and that's been a blast, honestly. But we'll talk about that during the podcast.
You never finished. You finished it the first time, right?
Did
you finish?
Yeah, I got through halfway through the game. I have a story about that. We'll talk about it during the podcast.
So this is going to be your first time finishing it.
Reason why I didn't finish Ghost of Tsushima, though I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, we did that. We also met up with this motherfucker right here, wherever the hell he is on my screen. We hung out. We put our wieners over some fire, and we watched a horror movie.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah,
that did happen. We'll talk about that more a little bit later. Next to him, of course, is Sly. How are you doing?
Good. Trying to figure out. Get myself centered on camera here. Hi, I'm Sly. How am I doing? Well, it's been a week already.
It has been a week.
Technically my weekend. However, it's been a long one. I have so many things to talk about today, y'all. Just prepare, including the release of the song of the summer. He knows what I'm talking about, hopefully. Dead silence. Love
Which
that.
song? Are we talking about Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter?
No, the new Big Ocean song.
I mean, that is a phenomenal song as well. I'm sorry.
Would you say it's Song of the Summer?
I think Song of the Summer is Hot to Go by Chappelle Rowan. Is that it?
I've had this goddamn espresso song stuck in my head for so long.
I'm working late.
And then yesterday, sorry, Slat. Yesterday, Drake was featured on a song, which was like, which is like a remake of Delilah, and for some reason I can't get that out of my head because
Why did you even listen? I listened to like 10 minutes, like a few seconds of that. I was like, this song's ass, bro. I'm out of here.
Oh, I had to listen to it because it's just so bad. It's so bad.
It's so fucking bad.
There's a live reaction, by the way, guys. You should leave the podcast for just like 2 seconds.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No, listen.
Currently listening. I was listening the first time you said listen.
Frank, you were the only one. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate your face.
Sorry, my
Now
coughing gave in the way.
So, Plain White Tea, who like specifically made that song, reacted to this, and they're like, "This is ass." And so everyone's just like, "You should cease it." Everyone's like, literally in the comment section, they're like, "You need to cease it. Get a lawyer and cease and assist this. This is
They
a
probably
horrendous song."
They probably don't own that song anymore, so
Even
probably
then,
not.
Yeah, it's probably their record. It's probably their record label. Yeah.
Ask Taylor Swift how that happens.
Yeah, I don't know how that works in the music industry because wouldn't it be like a tribute or something like that? Like it's not one
Parody.
one.
Yes,
parody. Yeah,
Lockleth.
parody law.
Thank you, Lockleth, for being here and telling people to listen to me. I appreciate you.
No.
Speaking of listening to you, the disembodied voice coming out of the blanket. Fee, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm running on a solid 6 hours of sleep for the past
Oh boy.
3 days. So we're just like living life right now.
Yeah, boy, your arms are tired.
That's like 2 hours a day. That's solid.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you know what? I'll push it up to like 8 because like last night it was like off and on. So it's been kind of a fun time. So that's why we're currently a disembodied voice where I'm looking at the photo of me wrapped in a blanket and I'm getting too warm because it's warm in my apartment right now. And I'm just like, this
is it hot out there?
No, it is. Well, it's only 15 degrees, but it was 22 degrees today, and it was just a whole ordeal. And you know, humidity is terrible. But I digress. Before I get into a conversation about humidity, yeah. So I'm currently a disembodied voice, but other than that, it's been going great. Real excited to talk about all things Keeley.
Question for you: it's how warm over there for you?
Pope.
It is 15 degrees Celsius, Sly.
Okay.
What is that? What is that in freedom units?
All weekend.
What is that in freedom units?
I mean,
Harv, were you also on flood watch?
No.
Harv, are you and Mario trying to do that
like
math in your head?
the coast.
I'm trying to do it. I think it's like in the 60s. I want to say it's in the 60s.
If my phone wasn't dead, I could probably figure it out.
Yeah, right? Or maybe high 50s.
What's 15 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? It's 59. You nailed it.
There we go.
The only unit I know, units I know is freedom units.
I don't know. I didn't hear a 6 in any of that. I heard 59, which is a 5 and a 9.
I said high 50s, like low 60s. That's what I meant.
I am not okay. I have a random tangent. Okay, I'm so frustrated. I don't know if you guys noticed this, mostly because I deal with like Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel all week. For some reason, there has been a recent update where if you type in a percentage point, so if you put 99.5, it rounds up automatically now. I hate it. I don't know why it's so annoying. And I'm like, because I have to send percentages to a bunch of people, and I'm like, what are you doing? Please, for the love of all that is mighty, I need you to not do that. And it's just like 100%. I'm like, no. And then if you do like another, like a smaller percentage, it's just like, I'll round up to half. And I'm like, no. I need you to not do that. I'm like, I don't know what it's just like this week or something. It's just so frustrating, but I digress.
Try turning it off and on.
Yeah, thank you for joining my TED Talk about really nerdy stuff that I deal with on a regular basis, guys. Super thankful that you guys are here and excited to spend the
all
next
Microsoft
hour
products
with you.
are fucking ass. Okay, you can't tell me otherwise. Excel is ass. Teams is ass.
I said she. Okay, I mean, I like.
Tell us how you really feel about Microsoft.
Okay, Sheets is like easier to use 90%, 95% of the time, but sometimes you really want to do a very specific function that only works in Excel, and you will drive yourself up a wall trying to figure out how to do it in Sheets. only to discover it's just impossible. And like that's the worst thing about sheets.
Here's the
like,
thing at that
I
point,
think
Sly.
to be able to, then you just go to Excel. Yeah.
Sly,
I
here's
imagine
what you
Copilot's
do.
probably gonna fix a lot of that, right? Just like type it and just be like, "Can you just do this thing?" And the AI will just like probably just fucking do it.
I mean, you can do that right now.
I
You
do
can
it
say, like-
myself, Frank.
Yeah. Just
I
use Copilot.
mean-
It's fine.
I mean, here's the thing. I think that Microsoft Teams and everything. I think I like Microsoft Teams. You know what's better though? Slack. You know why? Because you have freaking
I
party parrot
hate Slack.
emote.
I hate
I
using
use
Slack.
Slack all the time, and I love using the party parrot emote, and I'm just like just jamming.
I have
just
No.
love
used
it.
Slack for every single communications class in my entire degree, and it's ass.
That sound,
Just
Okay.
use
that little sound, that
Discord.
little
It's way
maraca
better.
sound, and you get a message.
What? A maraca sound.
Whatever that
Why do you
sound
have-
is. Whatever
Why
that
do you have
sound is.
notification noises on? Why?
Like an
He was a good
psychopath
noodle. It was a good
notification
noodle,
noise
and he was
on.
there for his team. That's why.
Listen, I
Oh,
quit
they
my
needed it.
last job so I would never have to use Slack again.
Okay, first of all,
I would rather
that
be
is
in a
not how
video
that
game
works.
drowned. If I ever have to use
He
that
worked
again
even
in a video
off
game.
hours, okay?
You know,
He was
a
for
lot
the
of
company.
You know, studios use Slack for communication.
I
right?
know, and that's what I hate. I hate that. But the way that people, I'll take it this way. The way that phone companies use it is the most asinine thing on the fucking planet.
What are
And,
you talking about?
It's 55 degrees in Nova Scotia, Canada.
Oh my god. Okay,
Yeah.
but okay, here's the thing.
It's like,
You're gonna get to a situation, Mario, where you're gonna be like, I'm finally away from Slack. Everything is great, and then you know what's gonna happen? It's gonna be that TikTok where it's just like, I finally get to leave, and it's just like, I'm back in the room, Martha, while you like enter a new job.
It's
and they
Twilight
use
Zone
Slack.
episode.
Yeah, they.
Never left.
Honestly, I wish I was using Slack instead of Microsoft Teams. I fucking hate this shit.
I heard
Listen,
Microsoft
man.
Teams is fucking
Of
booty
the,
too. I
like,
haven't used it yet.
rankings, like Teams is on the bottom.
Hey, listen, I hear you run a whole YouTube network on just
Fucking hate
Discord.
Zoom
So,
too.
like,
Zoom also
it's
fucking
fine.
sucks. All these like anything that isn't Discord
okay.
sucks.
I got to use Discord for a couple of my school classes, and it was 100% a better life experience.
Yeah.
Slack is like passable when you need it in a pinch,
Okay,
but like
I have a
it's
question.
not my
I have a
go-to.
question for you guys. When you guys,
Sure.
when you guys have a phone, you guys all have phones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
Phone?
have to-
I don't know.
I have 2 phones on my desk.
Do you
currently.
guys have it
We're
on
not
silent
talking
99% of the time?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, I do.
100% of the
that-
time.
that
And like
comes-
80%
that comes from
of the
working
time I'm
in-
on Do Not Disturb.
Guys.
Well, that comes from
No.
working in an environment where they wanted us to be in a group chat and they wouldn't shut the fuck up in it, so I had to like.
Oh,
mute it.
I mute the group chats. That's fine. That's what I do. But like for every
well,
anything
but
else,
if you- group chats, they get mad 'cause I
why
don't
would
answer them.
annoy other people.
I'm
I
sorry.
I keep mine on. But I also have
Yeah,
a watch
100%
that's
of the time.
connected, so like my watch is silent. So like whenever I get a notification, it doesn't show me.
The
But
only time I turn it off is when I'm in the movie theater. I turn my phone off entirely.
I mean, honestly, I hear if someone gets in contact with me, I hear the vibration. You know what I mean? It vibrates my whole fucking table. So like, I'm like, okay, someone's gonna trying to get in contact with me.
You have vibrate on?
I mean, silent, yeah, but vibrate on, yeah. Because if it's in my pocket and I have it on silent, how am I gonna hear it?
You guys.
How am I gonna know someone's trying to get in contact with me?
Do you know what I do? Here's the deal. I turn on my
Not
phone
everything.
24/7. Do not disturb.
That makes a
There's
lot of
not a-
sense.
there's
What?
not
Makes a lot of
vibrate.
sense.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
it
The
makes-
next time I call you.
yeah, it
and
makes
there's no
sense when we
answer.
can't fucking
Yeah.
get a hold of
There's a
you.
lot of times where I'm like, hey,
No, no, no,
Fee,
no, no,
it's
no.
it's
And then
20
she's-
minutes past.
And then she's on
I
Do
need
Not
to see
Disturb
this
on
week.
fucking on Discord, and I'm like, well, what the fuck am I gonna do now?
Yeah.
Okay,
What the fuck?
okay,
It was
okay.
like there'll be a time where it's like, oh, it's 20 minutes past the podcast. Is Fee alive? And we'll all contact you and just be like, I guess she's dead because
Okay.
I guess she's dead. It's the best way to describe it.
Okay, let me have my moment, okay? Mario, you called me when I was doing another podcast.
That's fair.
I was not going to respond to you even if I had the phone like literally on blasting the loudest K-pop song I could think of. I'm not going to answer that when I'm on a podcast. Also,
You're
that would be
valid for
disrespectful.
that.
How do
Secondly,
you not remember she's on another podcast? What's wrong with you?
also, side note, the times that you guys called me when I've been late, I was asleep. I would not
Yeah.
have woken up
We know.
either way.
Yeah,
Which is the
you're
other
dead to the
reason.
world.
And maybe think about it this way: if maybe you would have woke up if you fucking heard something.
Do you know what would be even more hilarious? You guys know a literal human being that lives in this apartment with me, and none of you think to message him.
Yeah,
when
but
I'm
we don't
late
want to
for-
disturb him. He's doing things.
He's
Yeah,
he's
He's probably working.
He's not
got
your
other
watch
shit to do than
caretaker.
fucking
He's
wake
not my
up for you.
caretaker. Okay, here's the thing.
Hera
He's
doesn't
not
have a
my
phone.
caretaker. I can do my own stuff. I do my regular shit. I do my own shit on a
do my
regular
regular
It's like
Please
how we
myself.
have to reach out to
However-
Fee's orderly in order to contact her because she's in the garden playing
okay,
with Snapchat.
okay. Let me explain the reason why, and it's probably like obviously you guys don't know
Just
this.
awake, get him in
The
here.
times, okay, first of all, he is because he works at this time. So you guys are not going to be calling him when he's asleep because he's always awake this late. Also, side note, when the times that you guys have called me because I slept through a podcast, I was 3 feet away from him on the sofa. I was asleep on our L-shaped sofa because I was
He knows
watching
what our
TV.
podcast is. He's on the schedule. Why isn't he waking you up?
Payroll.
I mean, sometimes I'm not gonna lie, he doesn't know that it's a Wednesday, so
Yeah.
give him a break.
I honestly, that's real. I forgot. Honestly, today was a Wednesday. I slept in like a lot later than I should have. I was like, oh shit, we have a
Feast
podcast
handler.
today.
All right. Well, that's been the funniest thing we said all day. Fee's orderly.
Green Row 7 is now changed to Feast handler.
Yeah, feast
Guys,
handler.
Okay, I don't need a handler, and I definitely don't need an orderly.
Oh my God, he's your fucking Alfred.
Would you accept it though if he was your CIA handler?
Okay, dead air.
What
I at least thought about it. I know
we have to give Hera like a phone or something so she can come in and like just disturb
You're
you.
kidding.
Hera, if you get this right moment, that
Yeah.
will wake Fee up.
Okay, so instead of contacting Lucas, a human being, you want to try to train my cat from
Yep.
thousands of miles away to
Yep.
pick up a phone, open the door, and then come over to me and then smack me? Like,
He
what
doesn't
are you
even
doing?
open the door.
Imagine the money you
I
could
know-
make where you could like show Hera off then at that point. She
You
can
think
hold.
I'd be on this
No, our
podcast if
our
I had a
TikTok
cat
would finally blow
cat
up.
like that?
I know
would
you're
finally
trained
blow
as a cat owner. As a cat owner, I know you're trained that if you hear any like loud cat noises that are abnormal, you'll get up.
Oh my
Also,
God.
just side note, most of us have pets.
Yeah.
Why haven't we been showing that off on TikTok to get the views on that? Just so we can just exploit every little cute thing that we possibly have.
I don't know, man. We already do that on Twitter.
All right, everyone.
That is fair.
It was nice knowing you guys on the podcast. We are going to be starting our own pet collaborative TikTok. We're going to be posting
Actually-
TikToks on the regular.
We're quitting
Um,
altogether. We're just gonna put our cats up on the
OnlyFans,
screen.
but for pets.
They're just gonna
Only pets?
There's just gonna be cats in a cat podcast. Harv doesn't get to be part of it because Harv doesn't have pets for some reason.
No, it's
No,
what
he's
Car.
got
It's what
beans,
Car.
cans of beans.
It's what Car said. I can show off the mangoes.
Oh, God, the
Fucking
mangoes.
flies, the flies off the mango.
Jesus Christ. All right, hold on. Let's get this rectified. Okay, enough. We have a lot of shit to talk about
Do
today. We have a few things, and then Sly's got some stuff. We got some stuff that we talked about that we did. Especially you preface that there's some wieners in fire and stuff. So we'll talk about that in a second.
What?
And then we got games. And then we got some games to talk about.
What?
We have a lot to talk about. As much as I would like
My
keep
wiener on
talking.
fire.
He put his wiener in the fire. That is true.
Mario,
Yes.
what do you want to talk about first, my friend?
I want to get through everyone's individual stories, and then the main thing I think is video games. So we'll go to the individual. Sly, I know that you said you had a few things. I want you to bulletproof. Go ahead. What do you want to talk about?
Not
Bulletproof that
bullet
shit.
point?
Bulletproof that
point.
shit. Make sure that nobody else can break your arguments.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna start. Okay.
it broken.
I guess I haven't been. I'm going to start a reading challenge for myself. I realize I haven't been reading for fun. I've only been reading for comfort, and I have a very large physical TBR. So I'm gonna try to read one book a week. So I guess you can follow along with my Storygraph account if you can find that. I don't know where it is. I'm gonna try to vlog that. what I've been watching, I started FBI, the like CBS procedural. It's fine. I just needed junk food in the background, and it's serving that role. And then what I've been playing is a very long ass convoluted story and has to do with video games. So do you want me to save it?
Good.
Okay.
Good.
So it starts with last week I was watching the hit HBO show Gotham Knights.
Oh God. First of all, it was a CW show.
Oh, CW. It was on my hit CW show Gotham Knights. I had a blast. I think it's genuinely good movie. Show. That's not what we're here to talk about. I finished Gotham Knights and I was like, oh, there was a really bad game for that, right? And then I saw an edit on TikTok.
Yeah.
I know. I'm aware. I saw a really good edit on TikTok of the Gotham Knights game, and the comments were all talking about how like the characterization was really good, even though the game was bad. And so I looked it up, and the game was on sale for like $15.
It's a dummy cheap right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't even pay
Fair
that.
enough. I was like, I would pay like $13 and some change for this game, whatever. So I bought it. I downloaded it. I booted it up. It crashes. I get through the 15-minute long opening scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why is it so fucking long?
I then restart my PS5. I like clear out the caches. I do all the things. Boot it up again. Once again, it crashes like right after the graveyard cutscene when you're trying to click a character. And I did this over and over and over again. And then I was like thinking to myself, you know what was a really bad game that did not crash for me personally and I had a great time with? Marvel's Avengers.
Oh my
so guess who started replaying Marvel's Avengers this week? I'm having a great time. I never finished it originally because, whatever. I put 40 hours into it, but I was mostly fucking around.
Shout out to Avengers because you're
shout out
correct.
to Avengers for its longevity, its attention to detail. I can't believe it's still running to this day, man. I can't believe there's so many players playing that game.
They finished strong.
Listen,
They really
it is my favorite genre of game, which is called menus. You spend 90% of that game in menus.
Yeah.
you're finally. Honestly, I think you're finally starting to understand why those games fail. Because Kill the Justice League was the same thing. It's like, here's all this like bad UI and menus and shit that you're spending like 90% of your game in. It's like, what are we doing?
Having fun. Is the combat terrible? Yes. However,
I don't think
if
it's
you
terrible.
put it on
It's pretty decent.
baby mode and kind of like button smash and hope eventually it registers the combo you're trying for, then it's like fine. It's passable. So I've been going through that. I just finished the whatever mission it was where you do all the hero missions for the like OG Avengers or
got
whatever.
it. Yeah.
So right now, I when I had left off like years ago, I was like at the beginning of both Clint Barton's and the Black Panther storyline.
When it was starting to get interesting. Yeah.
When it was starting to get interesting, yeah. So I have those two. I think I'm going to start with Clint, go through his story, and then do the War for Wakanda stuff. But yeah, I'm having, I forgot how much I really enjoyed this game. It's not great, but it's fun. And yeah, I don't know. That's it. I just wanted to share with you all that I'm playing Marvel's Avengers, and I'm genuinely having a great time with it. In the year of our Lord 2024.
To connect with that in some aspects, that's my entire Portal experience, is just playing old games that either I played already and didn't finish, or just sort of dabbling with. I played 20 plus hours of Assassin's Creed Valhalla over the last couple of weeks, and it's a game that I think is a really funny enough, today is the day Nakey Jakey released a video about not all sevens are bad, right? And this is a perfect example of this is a 7-ass game. Ubisoft makes 7-ass games. And you
That's
play
what you're
them,
in the mood for.
you just turn your fucking brain off, and you're just like, I'm gonna climb this fucking tower. Or I'm
It's a
gonna,
collectathon.
yeah.
In a lot of ways, Ubisoft games are a lot like our older N64 kind of platformers, where
Sure.
like the story was kind of there, but for the most part, the longevity of that game was you collecting like Banjo-Kazooie's
Like,
puzzle pieces or Crash Bandicoot's Wampa Fruits or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Phoenix Immortal.
Rising, yeah, Phoenix Rising.
Phoenix Rising,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I didn't really like bag on that game, because it was very obvious from the get-go. Is like that's what they were going for. Is like this game is a
run
collectathon.
ride around on your horse and find shit around the map. Yeah.
Yeah, do the
And
puzzles.
It ends up being a 7. Sevens are not bad games either. I think we've said this before, even before that video. It's just like a 7 on a game isn't necessarily bad. It's I know a lot of people see that as it is, because everybody wants their favorite titles to be 9s and 10s. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, I don't think any game out there is a true 10. Personally,
Maybe not a true 10 for sure. Like there are games that I
Even
like
Metal Gear.
have
Like,
love for, like fucking Kung Fu Chaos is a game I bring up regularly. Hold on. My screen went dark. I got scared. Kung Fu Chaos is a game I bring up regularly. That game is probably a 4, but my heart is personally 8. Just because it's just so much fun to play. But yeah, like
it's just like none of the games are perfect. No games are ever going to be perfect. Even the ones that these reviewers say that they're perfect, they're not perfect. And once we get it through our heads for that, like we'll probably be better as a gaming community, because we want everything to be an 8, 9, or a 10, and it's like it doesn't have to be an 8, 9, or a 10. 7's perfectly fine.
And like Karl said in the chat, like Marvel's Avengers has some pretty solid storylines. It has, like, I remember really truly loving the way they handled Hulk's characterization in the beginning part of the game, and like I'm genuinely excited to see how they progress through the feature stories that I never like finished playing through. So, you know, it's been a blast. But Karth would like to get Frank's opinion on new Chainsaw Chapter.
Quick and dirty. I did not expect any of that to happen. I actually, you know what? I kind of did. I think I made the joke of when they were going into the alleyway. I'm like, that character's just gonna jerk him off, isn't he? And you know what? It wound up happening. And you know what? It was just as weird as I thought it would be. I do understand a lot of the implications of it. A lot of people are like immediately going towards that scene and being like, "Oh, that's just weird to have in a manga." It's like, well, there is a lot of like somewhat background story stuff happening that scene kind of, you know,
It has
kind of like reveals. Yeah, there's some purpose in there. And obviously the big joke at the end is that it's the same scene as Evangelion. And anybody who's seen Evangelion knows what I'm talking about with the hand.
there are 2 things that I don't know what the fuck you're talking about and Evangelion, but you know, I'm glad they're having a chainsaw, man. I just don't, I have zero context of what you're talking about, but I love the fact that that's what I'm talking about. That happened which I believe after watching the anime all the way through. I'm like, yeah, that could happen. I can see that happening.
I also don't think that character jerked Denji off. I know like people are like, oh, that actually happened. I think Denji's just one of those people where it's like, if you get anywhere near his pee, he's probably just gonna nut.
Speaking of nuts, transitioning to what we did, Frank. How was your wieners this weekend?
It was pretty good. They were lukewarm.
Okay.
The cicadas were loud. And
Cicadas were loud.
I liked it. It was
All
nature.
right. Some actual context. Frank came over to my house. We watched a movie in a very expensive mall.
Yeah, what's a movie theater?
And then afterwards did a cookout a little bit. So
yeah, we went to go see In a Violent Nature.
Enact Violence. Hold on.
In a Violent
title,
Nature, I think it's called.
Is that what it's called?
Title. I think it is.
Yeah, I'll double check.
It is a violent. In a Violent.
Okay.
Nature.
And what's that about?
It is a horror movie based on the perspective of the killer themselves. So 90% of the movie, you are in the perspective of the killer. So you're following the killer, not the victims, right?
Can I read a 1-sentence summary?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go
Read a full paragraph if you want to.
Well, it was just the auto like fill on the IMDb pop-up. It says Nash's new film, In a Violent Nature, explores the killer instinct within surreal and the usage of the beautiful Canadian landscapes.
Yeah, it was in
That's so on
Ontario.
brand for our
It was done in Ontario.
Yeah, so I blame you guys for this. But yeah.
That
It is,
beautiful Lake
it is a-
Hudson, you know?
Well, they even play like a song called like what was the song at the end? Something that I live in Ontario or some shit. It just kept saying Ontario.
Some shit. I don't know.
Was it
was
Regina,
definitely-
but just
You
Ontario?
sure it wasn't
Yeah.
Regina?
Yeah.
No.
I'm looking
Regina?
at
It was
afterwards,
definitely
but it was a whole
Ontario
song about
propaganda.
Ontario, yeah. I'm pretty sure the Ontario made them play that song in the credits just so they could film there.
I wouldn't
For
be
the tax
surprised.
cut. For the tax cut, for sure.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, the movie, and I'm gonna keep it a buck, was fucking boring.
The ghost of Fee quietly singing the Regina song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, the movie, I wouldn't recommend to go see it in theaters. I would recommend you sit down and just watch this at home. It is an hour 30 minutes, but I would say an hour of it is just the killer walking through the woods, which
Beautiful
in
woods.
a way is kind of funny. 'Cause
Beautiful
it's like-
woods.
yeah, he's just slowly like just shuffling through the woods like this for like 10 to 20-minute intervals. You know what I mean? There's parts where like he'll get ready for a kill and he'll be off screen and you're watching the people do their thing for like 10 minutes or 10-15 minutes and then he finally kills them, but it always feels a little too long. Like I was like, I'm expecting you to come back at like maybe 5 minutes ago. You know what I mean? Like it's very, in a way, I think I think I'm taking it too seriously by calling it boring because I feel like the boring parts are the parody of it. You know what I mean? Like you're obviously parodying like killers, like Jason and Michael
Specifically,
Myers.
Freddy. I'm sorry, Jason. Specifically.
You had to make that choice of 10-20 minutes of just walking through a woods, and I feel like that's the joke. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm just like taking the joke a little too seriously, but it like overall, like other than the kills, it was just fucking boring, man. Like it was like the kills were fucking fantastic. Mario and I were like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah,
One of them.
One of the kills is probably one of the best kills I've ever seen in a movie.
In a horror movie.
Which is pretty wild. I have a slightly different perspective, but I'm not too far off from Frank. Where like I'm in the you should see this in theaters because that is the only way you're going to pay attention to this movie. Because
that's
the
why.
moment you are watching it at home, you will be on TikTok. You will be on the looking at Twitter or something else, doom scrolling through because the movie's on purposely is making you sit basically parallel behind, almost like a Naughty Dog game, like you're playing Alan Wake, where the camera is kind of like behind the Jason character, and then you're following literally step by step of like him stumbling through the woods, him hearing the story from afar away, of like kind of setting up his origin and stuff like that, and then finally he approaches somebody, and then he does the most horrible thing that you could possibly imagine, and those are fun. I definitely think for horror hounds who like really need to see the gore, this is not technically the one, even though it's not rated at all. But still,
the first kill for like almost 40 minutes in.
Yeah, the first kill is actually
an on-screen kill. I mean, because there is a kill, but it's off-screened.
It's basically just quick like flash and then it moves on to something because it's not the point of the movie. But when they then someone's just vibing in the chat here. Just somebody fucking Fee. Still listening to the Regina song, I bet.
Regina. There he is, Regina.
Anyways, I personally think I enjoy the movie, but I don't recommend it to many people. I think if you like Jason films specifically, if you like those like slasher stuff, I think it's a good version of it, but definitely not something where I'm like, yeah, this needs to happen. I did joke to Frank though that I wish that if they do a sequel, that immediately he goes to space. Yeah, and like they just make the joke of like he's in space doing the same shit.
I said, let's put him in Manhattan, but actually have it take place in Manhattan.
Yes, like just a dude walking around, like going to Brooklyn, buying like a sandwich out of a shop or something. Like they should just go full bore with it. But then like, yeah, I had a good time. I do think that for an independent movie that's going to be on Shudder, so you'll be able to check this out pretty easily at home. If you are going to see it, if that's something you're looking into, I would recommend the theater because that's the only time I think you'll have the control. Hopefully, you can control yourself in the theater.
Or sit in those seats and watch it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but other than that, like this is something that I could bypass. But after that,
Yeah.
of course, after we went to the movie, Frank came over to my house, saw cicadas for the first time
I've seen
Which-
cicadas before. Seen cicadas the first time, like maybe in the last 13 years.
in abundance. Of like they were everywhere. And then yeah, we cooked hot dogs, vegan hot dogs in the back of my house. Almost set it on fire, and it was nice. Just chilled, hung around.
Casual.
We hung out.
Yeah,
Almost setting your house on fire.
almost. It is what it is. Sometimes you just need a new house. Set the old one on fire. Build a new
Would
one.
not recommend.
In this economy,
In this economy, why not? Give it a shot. This disclaimer, of course.
I 100% do not recommend losing all your worldly possessions in a wildfire. It's not a good time.
No, but hanging out with your friends in front of a fire, good time.
Oh yeah, I love like just chilling in front of a fire and shit like
Just
that.
chilled, hung out for forever. We ended up watching an episode of that sex room show because that just
Yeah,
completed
Mario
the arc.
forced us to watch an episode of the Sex Room Show.
I didn't force you. The people did that were there with us. They wanted to watch it.
I was like, okay.
But good show. Anyways, but yeah, that I think is everything that we wanted to generally talk about. And then we want to talk about the games. Is that correct? Anybody else got anything? Harv, you okay there?
Yeah. Yeah.
You look like you were about to go into a power ballad.
Mhm.
what?
What?
What is a
Did you
power
not see
ballad?
his face?
A power ballad? Are you guys?
He was about to go
Parmar?
like Meatloaf, just like
Ready to talk
You
about
think-
games. What did I?
We're trying to
play
find this Ontario song, by the way, from that fucking movie. It doesn't come up on their IMDb.
Man.
nothing. Yeah, nothing.
Um,
Okay,
No, I just
Alright.
played Elden Ring all week, so
of course you did. Of
Oh,
course you
wait,
did.
wait. I played
Yeah?
a new game, guys.
Oh, what'd you play?
And
Oh.
I played That's Not My Neighbor, which
Mm.
for some of you may or may not know, I love this game called Papers, Please.
great game.
And this game is essentially a newer version of it. So the basis is you are working as essentially a lobby, like you work at the front of a apartment building and you allow people in to the apartment building.
The front desk concierge dude or whatever.
Yes, exactly, the concierge dude. And it's the year is
That's the formal
1950.
title.
It's the year is 1955, and we're kind of in this alternate reality where there are creatures called doppelgangers that try to infiltrate the apartment building. So it is your job to look at this particular person and say, is this a doppelganger or not? And you have to look up some information, like you have to look at their portfolio. You have to see, okay, are they on the list of people who left the apartment building today? You can call their apartment. That's terrifying when you have someone in front of you and then you call their apartment and the person who's actually lives in that apartment answers and they're like, hi, this is so-and-so and my wife is here too. We're not expecting visitors today. And you're like, who the
Fuck are you?
who the fuck are you, my dude? And so then there's a button and you click it and then it's essentially 2319 and then they shut down the entire place with a guy, and the guy comes out in a yellow suit that says you can continue to do your job. So it's a very interesting game. I also noticed that when I was playing it, it has the particles that the Upside Down has, where it has the kind of the black sporous kind of weird nonsense that goes across your screen. And I'm saying this as I have the game open so I can describe it in full detail. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I would highly recommend it. You can download it actually for free on the Google Play and Apple App Store, or you can download the actual, you can go on to itch.io, which is where it's available, and it's currently only $2.99 USD to get it. And so there's two different variations right now. There's the arcade mode, which you essentially just play through one day, and you have to make sure that doppelgangers don't get into the apartment. And then, of course, there is nightmare mode, which with the arcade mode, you get to go through the entire day, and then you get to find out if you die or not by these hands coming out and then ripping your eyes out. Or you do nightmare mode, which they will instantaneously kill you. the moment that you allow them in, they will come in and just
Eat
wreck
you.
your day
You'll
up.
be eaten.
Exactly.
I have a question.
Yes.
How mad would they be at me if I kept my door unlocked? And would
You
that
just let everyone in. You can do that, guys. You want to watch? Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. And you guys can watch me.
Are you just playing the game as we're podcasting?
I legitimately brought it up so I could talk about it because I also was trying to get it downloaded on my computer. But this is what it looks like. And let me just bring this up here. It is creepy. And you can just leave the button. Let's just let everyone in, shall we? Like, first, we should technically check to see if this person is actually who he says he is. He is not, because his scar is on the left-hand side. So then we say, like, dude, your appearance is messed up, and technically you're not on the list for today. And then he's like, what's wrong with my appearance? There's no issue with my appearance. And then
I let him in.
I'm not on today's list. That's an error. I should be on the list. But let's just let him in. We're just going to let everyone in now. So we're just going to let everyone walk through. Everyone's going to look completely normal. There's not going to be any particular issues. No one's going to come in looking completely out of form. It's fine. We're just letting everyone in because we're just a very, like, it's open house. It's open season in the apartment buildings, everybody. So we're just going to let them all walk through as I talk about this game. But yeah, I personally love it. I downloaded it yesterday on my phone and I just played the arcade version. And I ended up playing I think an hour and a half of it when I should have been doing other things. But yeah, I would highly recommend it if you are looking for kind of like a Papers, Please filler. Also, there's a lot of streamers playing this and a lot of large content creators. At first, I just thought this was a weird kind of game that some TikTok people play, and then they're just they don't talk about the title, and then they just play this game, and everyone's like, what game is this? And then the streamer doesn't answer. I thought this was the case, but no, honestly, it's really enjoyable. And the fact that they currently only have an arcade mode right now and a nightmare mode, there's no story mode, so people can get comfortable with playing the game, because by the end of Papers, Please, you are looking at a lot of information all at once. So this is just a great introduction, and I'm really excited to see what they do with the game over the next few months. Also, I've been playing some Honkai Star Rail, and I didn't get to play Wuthering Waves, but I did play Honkai Star Rail for a little bit, and it's been a lot of fun. So I have been collecting all the husbandos and the waifus, and now I've died because I let everyone in. Rest in peace, me.
RP peace.
RP in peace. But yeah, I've been enjoying that game. I've been streaming it, which has been a lot of fun. So I'm trying to get caught up with everything that's going on. But that's all I've been playing is this game and Honkai Star Rail. Someday I'll have free time to do other games, but I'm also trying not to buy games right now as I say
we
this.
should probably play Fallout 76 again.
We do need to play Fallout 76.
Eventually,
we do have
one
Dawn
day.
Right around the corner.
We, do have Dawn
We
Trail
have
around
to,
the corner.
yeah.
I gotta do. I
stuff for that.
accidentally resubbed this month because it's just auto sub, and I forgot about it.
Yeah.
So we're Gucci on that. I think next week I'm gonna start the catch up, and then hopefully by the 28th we're all ready for that.
Well,
Right.
we won't be ready until probably the 7th or the 8th, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll
I will not be home until the 9th.
Yeah, the 9th, sorry. Yeah. So whenever Fee gets home from here. So that's when we can actually start. So you still got time. You still got time. I just will say it is going to be hard to log in on that week though. So just kind of
I think a week later we'll probably be fine, right? Because the Dawn Trail drops on the 28th. If Fee doesn't get back to the 9th, I think it'll be a little bit better.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Here's the thing. This is what I'm going to do. The moment I land in Nova Scotia, I'm going to open up my phone and I'm going to remote access into my computer. Probably shouldn't, because I should be turning off my computer within that 10-day period, but I digress. So I'm going to just going to end up just turning it on, and no, I'll probably just turn it on when I get home and then try to log in and then go to sleep. So we'll see how it goes. I'm really excited though. Like I said, I haven't been buying games recently. So this is my moment to get something game-wise. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I've just been doing Elden Ring. I beat the game with only being hit once a couple days ago.
Nice.
Wow.
So, or yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday. And I'm learning bingo. Elden Ring bingo.
That's cool. That's cool, man. That's good. That's crazy though. Only one hit.
Yeah, Fire Giant
Nice.
hit me. I was very sad.
Yeah. I know
You're
you've been doing
muted.
those runs.
Mario.
How many runs of Elden Ring do you think you've done so far?
Too many.
Too many. A lot. A lot. I think I hit 950 hours into Elden Ring now, I think.
Mhm.
What the hell?
And that's
Yeah,
just
I mean,
going to
I've
be
seen-
exponentially
I
worse
saw
when the
somebody
Erdtree
on-
comes out.
I've seen a few people hit 3K to like 4K hours of that shit.
Oh
so,
yeah.
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 That,
The
that
people-
game, people put time into it.
Yeah, like the hardcore content creators for Elden Ring and stuff like that, and like some of the bingo people that I'm starting to learn and play with and stuff like that. They have about that many too. It's
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've beat it.
You got more in Final
Probably.
Fantasy 14.
But yeah, but 14 I've been playing for like 9 years at this point. So yeah.
Yeah, DLC comes out though soon. Erdtree, 16 gigabytes. 16 gigabytes.
I am planning to when I get back on the 17th. I plan on trying to finish it before we go to Kelowna. That is
I think you can. I mean, you already know the game in and out at this point already. There's not really much new to learn.
Yeah. From what they've said, it's supposed to be about 30 to 40 hours. So.
But yeah.
You'll get it done in like 10.
No,
Old games are old.
My first
right?
playthrough is going to be looking at everything, seeing everything as much as I possibly can. Like it's always like that for me.
Yeah. But to me, the old games are old. I'm not going back to them. All right, not going back to your Erdtrees. I'm not going to try your Final Fantasy. I only want to talk about new games, and the new games are on the horizon. Literally next
they
week.
though?
Are they though?
Maybe.
Next week.
Their announcements
We already
are
did
on
one
the
The
Yeah.
announcements are on the
Those
horizon.
What do you mean next week? It starts in 2 days.
Yeah, it starts in 2 days.
Technically started today. There was an OTK thing.
tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, there is Gorilla Showcase
Gorilla
tomorrow at 1
tomorrow.
p.m.
Gorilla.
New games are
10
upon
a.m.
us.
I guess. Yeah, we'll get some announcements. We'll get some. Honestly, I have a feeling it's gonna be a lot of CGI trailers.
Of course. That's what the season is. CGI
hype.
trailer season.
It's for
CGI
hype.
trailers with no gameplay.
Yeah.
I mean, all right.
I mean,
Let's
the Sony conference was already that. Let's be real.
I mean, that's essentially what that was. Fuck them, all right? Because they didn't do it in June. All right, they did it in May. We're talking about shit in June. All right, and I want to talk about. Let's get ready. Of course, we have the Keeleys, aka Summer Games Fest, aka Rest in Peace E3. And I wanted to go through some ideas with y'all. What do you expect to be there at Keeleys? Keeleys already actually come out and said that don't expect much.
8 out of 10. It's an 8 out of 10.
It's about an
That's
8
what he
out of
said.
10.
That's his own hype
I
level.
think- honestly, I think that people are bitching about that already. They're like, "Oh wow, way to sell
I
your
respect
own show."
it.
I fucking respect it. Temper the fucking expectations because these people expect the world, and
Yeah.
if you're not going to give them the world, then make sure they don't get. You don't fucking like think they're going to get the world. You know what I mean? Stop with that.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, this is going to be the biggest announcements of the decade. It's just like, really, is it going to be though?
Hey man, KE3.
I'd rather have lower expectations than higher. I
Yeah.
respect setting the tone, setting the pace. We know what to expect going in, and then if they exceed that, then they can only get good press.
Yeah,
don't
like
know.
Kingdom
I-
Hearts
I-
fans
I
are like pissed apparently at him, like because he was like, "Oh yeah, I don't know why people are expecting Kingdom Hearts here. Like you guys are kind of setting yourself up for failure there. It's not going to be here," and they got mad about that. I'm like,
I mean, it's better if
What
he.
he
It's,
wants
I feel
you to
like
think
I
because
feel
it's
like it's
gonna be
better that
there.
he said that than try to like look for it when the show
Yeah.
and it doesn't. If they're like just at least say
and
like
it's true. You are setting yourself up for failure if you're truly believing. Like every year I'll go like, "Oh, Splinter Cell's going to be here." I know Splinter Cell's not going to be here, but like it would be cool if it was, but it isn't.
But Frank,
Anyways,
it could be here this year.
I don't know about that. No, I don't. I think Ubisoft after seeing how they treated Fisher
Splinter
in
Cell
Rainbow
VR.
Six, how they're treating Fisher in Rainbow Six, and how they're treating Fisher in or the third echelon like faction in X Defiant.
I think it's called
I don't-
Fourth Echelon now.
Is it fourth? Well, fourth echelon would have come from Blacklist.
Yeah, so that's
Blacklist
what
was
it's
called fourth echelon because third
Yeah.
echelon was taken down by Fisher.
Yeah.
You should know the lore.
I just
How do you
said
know
it.
the lore?
I literally just said that. I
You
think it's
said
called.
yes to everything I said.
I think I said it's fourth echelon is what it is now. I guess
in the game, yeah.
in canon.
Oh.
Anyways, doesn't matter. Harv is taking a quick phone call. Sly, as someone who doesn't necessarily go for the biggest titles, what is your hype level for indie games for even a little bit showing at Keely's event? Because Keely's the one I want to talk about. Then we'll talk about the other ones because there's a lot of them. What are you expecting from this one?
Yeah. He usually has like 2 to 3 indies, I want to say. And they're usually from like the more established developers, or they're being produced by somebody who's like a big name. Like you're not gonna see like the solo dev like type games at a Summer Games Fest, and that's fine. We know that. We're expecting that. Yeah, I think I'm like neutral to excited about his showcase. Because like I said, it's gonna be something that's good. It's usually a decent mix of games, right? So if we get like 2 to 3 indies and they look interesting and exciting, I'm here for it. But yeah, when I'm looking at like the week of like Summer Games Fest or whatever, this isn't the conference that I am looking to when I'm thinking about games that I will actually play. Those tend to come out of the smaller, especially like the Saturday where they have like all the different identity groups do like showcases and that kind of stuff. That tends to be more where I find things. I love a wholesome direct. They always have really solid stuff and a wide range of stuff. So yeah, Summer Games Fest, it should be good. It's always a decent show. Like there's always ways that I look at it and I'm like, they could have improved X, Y, or Z. But it's always at least solid. And so that's been really nice. He's been consistently like doing an okay job, you know?
Okay. And then Frank, how many Saber interactive games are we going to get?
At least 12.
At least 12 Coke games where it's just like asymmetrical multiplayers.
Yeah.
Hero shooters.
That's the thing, right? We're gonna get a good decent amount of people trying to shoot their shot at what the industry is kind of like gearing towards, which is like for some reason Overwatch clones. I thought Overwatch, the idea of like those hero shooters kind of died out, but keep in mind we do have Valve coming out with one. That one's gonna be successful. It's Valve. They know what they're doing. It'll probably actually be better than Overwatch somehow. But other than that, I don't have any hype for any of the kind of like just random stuff coming out. Other than Squirrel with a Gun.
Shout out to the one year where the theme was like soup and photography. You remember that one year where all the games were either about
every
soup
game
or
wanted to be
taking
Pokemon
pictures?
Snap. Yeah.
That was a fun year.
That's
I really
definitely
wish the industry
that was the
wouldn't
trend.
do that. Personally, I wish the industry would just
I think it just
stop trying to
happened.
follow trends.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna,
So this
you're not
is
gonna
the
pick
year
this up
of
from Magic.
the hero shooter and what?
Mhm.
What's the other trend do you think we're gonna see?
Fucking more live services.
More live services. Live service is the big topic right now of a lot of studios and stuff like that. Because it's just the way they look at it. It's money that's going to constantly flow in with I wouldn't say very little work, but not as much as creating a brand new game every year, right? Look at Rainbow Six for example. We're on year 9 of Rainbow Six. Year 9. We're talking like when we talk about Rainbow Six in our group, we're talking about stuff that happened sometimes like almost 9 years ago, which is big. I mean, it's a good example of a live service that has like thrived, and you can tell like they could do a lot more with that game with the amount of money they're getting from like pro leagues and stuff like that. But they put out like an update every like 4 months, right? It's I wouldn't say it's very little work, but it's not as much as a full game, right? That's the big draw for a lot of these studios. Because technically, even Ubisoft at this point forgot that they own Rainbow Six. So at some point it's just you're creating a money generating machine, and I think that's what a lot of these the companies strive for. I'm not saying the studios, because there's a lot of times it's studios that are getting kind of forced into it, right? Look at Arcane, for example, right? Do you really think they really want to make Redfall? Really, the studio behind Prey and Dishonored really wanted to make Redfall? No. It's the companies trying to drive like a constant money making machine profit without putting as much effort as a game in, right? And given games are getting expensive, I'll give it that. Like games have finally hit the point we're hitting. They're too expensive to make, and the risk is I get why we don't take a lot of risks anymore, because the risk is there, man. I mean, you're spending $300 million on a game and it doesn't make a lot of money just because of a small thing here or a small thing there. Like gamers are always in their feelings about some shit, and the littlest thing can break your game, and that's $300 million in the
less
fucking hole.
emotional.
Yeah. So you honestly you're gonna do what's safe, and what's safe is what people are playing. Games like Valorant, games like Rainbow Six, games like Overwatch. You know what I mean? Like those games are gonna thrive because that's what people are playing, and it's the safest bet for a company to do.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll probably see a lot of those. We're gonna see a lot of shooters. We're gonna see a lot of 4v4, 5v5 kind of hero shooters. You know what I mean? It's just the nature of the beast.
Karl said inflation is the theme of this year.
Inflation is the theme of this year, and honestly, it's we all knew 2024 was going to be. I wouldn't call it a dead year because we've had phenomenal titles come out. It just wasn't as hype as the end of last year, which was so.
Last year was
hype.
like the year of dreams for a lot of people.
And we get those years every now and again. I mean, I would say 2019 was a year where we had just banger after banger after banger, because 2018 they announced God of War, they announced Spider-Man, like a bunch of these titles, right? And then 2019 we started seeing them kind of trickle into the market, and 2024 is gonna be that we're gonna see a lot of CGI titles that have no real gameplay to them yet, but it's gonna hype people up because these are probably gonna be titles that have been dormant for a while. Capcom is the one that got me the most excited, because Capcom's like, hey, we got some unreleased titles that we want to share with you guys. And every time they say anything about unreleased titles, I think Resident Evil and I think Devil May Cry. And if I can get either one of those, I'll be fucking happy for the rest of the year.
I think for me, I want to hear Fee's thoughts on this, but for me, Capcom at this last couple of years, I've been hyped for every year. It was like, oh my God, they make quality stuff. But now I'm seeing the trend of like, now I'm expecting it, and now that's the part I want them to disrupt. I want them to show me something completely wild. Either it's a new take on another property that they have not released in a while, aka, Mega Man would be nice.
Mega Man would be cool. I see a lot of Dino Crisis. I don't get the hype for Dino Crisis personally.
I just think a total reimagination of Dino Crisis could work, but like that's just.
I don't think it'd be as fun as Zombies.
Well, to me, it doesn't need to be as fun as Zombies. It just needs to be different. It has not the same. It shouldn't just be Resident Evil with dinosaurs.
That's what Dino Crisis was.
That's what it was, but I don't think necessarily that's what the games are now. And I would love for them to explore something else with it.
Make it a hack and slash.
Sure, make it a hack and slash, or at least still make it scary. I think that's the fun elements of it. Make it Jurassic. Well, we're actually getting that Jurassic Park game, which I'm very happy about, which is another Saber Interactive game.
Said Pragmata, because that's a game that we haven't seen how that game plays, right?
Yeah,
we haven't
seen it other than it looks like a Kojima game, but isn't. You know, I'm very curious how that even goes. But Fee, what are your thoughts on the Keeleys? What are you expecting to be there? What are your hype levels? Fee is dead.
He's
Fee is a corpse.
grabbing water.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I will say this though. Now that I think about it, I don't think we're going to see Dino Crisis. I don't think Capcom's going to do it. Because
they're not doing it.
They made a game.
I don't think they're doing it.
Primal,
that's what I want.
Nobody played it.
That was totally opposite of what Dino Crisis should be.
If you take the idea of it's just survival dinosaurs. That's what you want. You want something different.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily need it to play like Resident Evil. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was more in the vein of like, I would say
Crisis.
Doesn't matter. What is Dino Crisis today, other than just a ripoff of Resident Evil? Make it different. My mind is, I personally think it would work better as like a Far Cry like. But then again, I'm just getting into Turok territory. But the difference between Turok is that this could just be modern people versus like whatever the fuck Turok is, which is like aliens and other types of shit and past stuff. Doesn't matter. Fuck Turok. I'm talking about Dino Crisis. Bring Dino Crisis back. That's just my main thing.
I think they tried to Dino Crisis light it with Exoprimal, and
That's
when nobody
not the
showed
same,
up,
though. That is
they
not
put
the
Regina in it.
same
Did they not
mood.
put Regina in it?
That doesn't matter.
They even knew the connection was there. Come on.
It's still that's like saying I fucking
But you have to
I
understand.
put scary things in my fun game.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
you have to understand. In a group, in like a boardroom, they would be like, "Oh, you guys want to do Dino Crisis? What happened with Exoprimal?"
Boardrooms don't even know what the fuck Dino Crises are. They're just like, does it make money? All right, cool, make it. That's all. That's all they think.
Resources to it.
I'm just saying, if they wanted to be different, go for it.
And
But
then,
right now,
the Dino Crisis crowd wants Resident Evil, but Dino Crisis. That's the other thing too.
I want it to be scary, but I don't necessarily need it to be third-person action game. It could be a first-person action game.
Oh,
Like
no. Mm-mm.
Either way, I'm just saying, give me more dinosaurs in my video games. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go play.
See that?
Dino
You just want
Pines.
dinosaurs in video games.
I want both.
Yeah.
I want both. Why can't I have both? Why not both?
Nah, it's not gonna happen. Not Dino Crisis. I think
All
maybe in like the future at some point, but no, I don't think. It's
Okay, well, fine. We'll go Resident Evil. I'm sorry. What were we talking about earlier? Whatever. Harv, what do you want to talk about? What are you feeling about E3? Keeley 3.
My expectations are pretty mid. You know, it's pretty mid. Like he said, there's a lot of updates that are gonna happen. I'm excited for the Monster Hunter update. I want to see how the game plays, and I want to see how that is. And so I'm really excited for Monster Hunter. I put a lot of hours into World, so I think Rise is gonna be. It looks very early. Like, it doesn't look early. It looks not polished, which is fine. It doesn't come out until 2025, so it's a long time since it comes out. But other than that, like, I guess just updates on other games. That's kind of what I'm expecting. I'm not expecting too much out of all of this stuff. And then even like, cause like the Xbox stuff is happening this weekend as well. I'm at a stage where I'm just kind of like, I'm good for the year, you know?
Yeah, right. My backlog is so fucking long that I'm like, I don't care what you announce. Honestly, if it's not coming out this year, I really don't care.
I play 3 games a year. I don't really care at this point, you know? Like, that
is true.
Yeah.
That is
so
facts.
like, I don't really, you know. I wanted to play Hellblade, but then I saw the reviews for it. I was like, I don't even want to put time
I
into
saw
it.
gameplay for it, and I was like, I remember the scene in Uncharted 4. I think I'm good.
Yeah. So I was just, I don't know. I'm more excited for the event only because we get to see some cool games. Am I gonna play any of these? We'll see. You know. But like, yeah, I'm more excited about the announcements because announcements and like updates on them because I just like seeing cool shit that people make. I think that's where I am.
Yeah, see something new, see something like crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
The little devil inside. What a like 180 people had on that game. That's crazy for that game.
You know,
Like-
we will see this. We won't see this year. Ori.
Yeah, because they're making No Rest for the Wicked.
Is Ori in the Will
Yeah,
Wisps?
dude.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the same studio that made that's
So
making.
wait, is that not coming out this year at all?
What are you talking about?
That mean is that
You're thinking about Hollow Knight, aren't you?
Hollow Knight? Yeah,
That's what.
Hollow
Yeah.
That's
No,
what he's thinking about.
I will. Yeah.
The first thing that came to my mind, I was like, what was that one? What was that one game that? What was that one never ever game that everybody wishes it?
No, we're
these events.
Silk
I will
There you
I
go.
will say that I think we're gonna finally see it this year. At
really?
the Microsoft. Yeah, we're gonna see it at the Microsoft conference. I think we're gonna
You're
see it.
correct. Not even close.
Yeah.
Not even.
That's the one game I just love that it's probably gonna come out this year, but I'm gonna say it's not.
Here, I'm setting something in the Discord because I want to respond to this in a second. Fee, I called out for you, but you left me hanging. What are your expectations? What are your thoughts on Keeley's E3 season?
I said I was gonna go grab some water. Your
I-
girl's dehydrated.
I was talking on a podcast. I couldn't see it. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, okay. Next time, I apologize, everyone. I will need to stop the podcast
Stop the podcast.
and then specifically say, "Hear ye! Fiona of Nova Scotia is gonna go grab a
Fiona,
water."
Nova Scotia.
Fiona, Nova
Dude, I
Scotia.
grabbed water for
Good.
like 20 minutes. When was that sent? Hold on. Let me look
Don't-
at this.
don't
Hold
look
on.
at the time.
every
Minutes.
moment of
Grabbing
my
water
life
at
to be
9:12.
announced like we're in the fucking Princess Diaries. That is exactly how I live my life.
Oh my god.
But from now on, Fee, if you could formally announce every time you step away from your computer, that would be great.
Absolutely, absolutely. I will make sure to do that. I'm excited. Honestly, I understand Keely said an 8 out of 10, but that's still an 8 out of 10. That's not like we're not looking for like the lights dim and then Kojima comes out and then
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
like,
that could
See,
still
"Let me
happen.
That's
If
gonna
you said-
happen.
If you said 10 out of 10, Kojima's
you
there.
think he says 10 out of fucking 10? Like he said 8 out of 10 and you think Kojima's coming up on
What
stage?
if it
That
was
is
like
disrespect.
what if Kojima comes out and he has this whole thing just to get to his seat? Like he's not announcing anything, he's just going to his seat.
He's just chilling. He's just hanging out. I
Yeah.
would see Kojima doing that.
I
He
mean, that's
deserves
valid.
it. He deserves the world. Kojima can do
Honestly,
no wrong.
He's gonna sit there right with George Miller.
I
Yeah.
can see it. I can see it.
Why not?
Yep.
Just get a
Keep
bunch
the-
of
be hanging out.
heavy hitters. I'm excited. I think there's definitely some room for games that I'm excited about. I actually talked about my predictions earlier this week on a predictions podcast with my fellow carpool co-hosts, and I think like I'll talk about one of the ones that I mentioned because I think that it's like about time because we saw Midnight Sun last year, and so I think what we might be seeing is
You're
a
thinking of
new
the-
XCOM game. I'm thinking that
what?
it's been 4 years since we had a new XCOM game.
XCOM game.
Okay.
Has it been 4? I swear it's been longer than that.
2020 was when XCOM Project Chimera came out.
Yeah.
Really?
And
Okay.
so
Interesting.
it's been a hot minute. So
I think
they
it could
haven't-
work.
I think it
it'll
could
work.
work. So I think that's definitely kind of like the best play because I think the problem is we are going to see kind of a trend. As much as I loved Soup, like it was 2021 was Soup.
Soup?
So
Pretty sure
it was-
2021 was the year of soup and
The year of soup.
photography. Yeah,
yeah.
Yep.
So I think
it was when
that-
we were doing Hot Game Summer with
Yeah.
our lovely friends at Six One Indie.
Mhm.
Shout out to them. Also safe travels to them as well because I know some of them are going out
That's
to
right.
Summer Games Fest as we speak. So I'm excited to see what happens. I definitely will have to say I think I'm more excited about some of the other showcases that we're going to see that weekend. And we'll get into that, like Wholesome Games, of course, and then also seeing Women Led and a number of other showcases that are going to be displayed this weekend. So I think there's some great opportunities, but I don't think we're going to see anything like extraordinarily large. But mind you, who knows? If an 8 out of like if it's something that's mind blowing and Keely says it is an 8 out of 10, we're really understanding the threshold of what Jeff Keely thinks is an 8 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
And keep in mind, he did say too that there's not going to be like we got one last thing moment too as well.
true. But I also
That's a
mean, like,
bold-faced lie. He loves the one more thing moment.
He was very sad about saying it. I'll tell you that. He was like, "Yeah, there's no one last thing moment."
I mean,
What the hell do you
It's
end
either-
on?
I don't know if I believe that. I think he will come up with a one more thing, even if it's not like a big, huge like reveal. Like that's like his trademark. Like that's his thing. He does. He always has
One last thing.
Turns out it's another Smash character. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, we
Dude.
lied about Stop and Smash. We're just gonna keep doing the same
The,
thing.
the
We're
one
adding Sakurai to the game.
the one last thing is just gonna be him introducing Kojima. He's like, yeah, he's in LA.
One last thing. Here's
He's
a
drinking coffee with Sam Lake.
I just want Kojima to go on stage and speak a bunch of Japanese, but not translated, and then just walk off.
Honestly, yeah, he should
Fucking piss.
absolutely.
I think that's what they should do. And you know what they should do is when the if they have actual subtitles, they just switch it to Japanese subtitles. Doesn't matter what language you have, they just take over. And now
Nobody
it's
knows what Kojima
Japanese.
said.
Exactly, because unless yeah, well, I mean, literally, like people who speak Japanese would understand, so they might have to do something wild. But I definitely think that there's some opportunities for some fun stuff, but I don't think it's gonna be the like big
One
thing.
more thing. Here's the VR game of Hideo Kojima's day-to-day life. Iconic.
Oh, that'd
Lord.
be so
I would buy
funny.
it. I don't have a VR. I I would buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kojima's a wild one. They're gonna hate him when this game comes out. Though, watch. They always do.
I would love it though. I would love to see it.
Do you know what I would love? And
What?
this is probably gonna like only interest Frank. Is like a good friend of Kojima is this very soft-spoken, pajama-wearing, super kind-hearted cat manga creator Junji Ito.
I was gonna say
And this man
Warner
is gonna
Herzog.
come out, and Junji Ito is just gonna come out and be like, "Hey guys, my name's Junji Ito," and this guy, like, by the way, the guy is a cinnamon roll, but makes the most grotesque.
The guy's a fucking cornball, but goddamn.
He makes the most grotesque content, and I think that, like, he, as a heads up, he is a really good friend of Kojima, and he's collaborated with Kojima in the past, working.
He's in Death Stranding, which is awesome.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think that they're just gonna bring him out. Who needs Kojima when they're just like, oh, like Kojima couldn't come, so it's just me, Junji Ito. Let me just tell you about something, and they just let him talk. Do you know what they should do? They should just let him talk about his cats, because that's what he should do. He just come up on stage and just talk about the cats, and then everyone's
people
just
eat
like,
that shit up too.
talk
100%.
about Death Stranding too, and then he's gonna be like, no, I want to talk about my cats. You guys need to chill. And then we find out that there's some like weird like circles implementation in Death Stranding 2. And if that's the case, I will lose my. See, that's more of that's a 10 out of 10 thing, not an 8 out of 10. But I digress.
Yeah, it's crazy. That would be an insane conference. I just think Kojima should just do what he usually does and just ruse people, and just sit with people that would make everybody talk about it. Like, have Junji Ito, Guillermo del Toro, and Kojima just sit next to each other.
I just think that if Jeff Keighley had balls, he would just show all the tweets that Kojima liked of Hunter Schafer, because he's just done that quite a bit lately.
I mean, Kojima's very outward with his tweets anyway, so there's nothing to hide there.
He definitely puts his freak out there, and I respect it. Speaking of freak, I want to talk about this thing that I saw on the Twitters, on the X's, whatever you want to call it. Friend of the show, Cameron Kennedy, usually does these bingos where he does it for all the different conferences. And I wanted to share this with the group here. I posted it in our little chat. I'm also going to post it for people in our different chats as well, if you want to follow along. But I wanted to go over this, and I wanted to ask you guys, how likely do you think any of these are possibly going to happen?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Are you guys looking at the tweets?
No.
No.
1 second.
It's in business. If you want to show it off, you can.
100%. I think we're gonna get a full blackout on this bingo card.
Oh my god!
What is this?
I'm gonna go ahead and read it. Can you guys see it?
Yeah, I know. I'm reading it.
All right, cool. So I'll go through one by one, and then you're gonna tell me you think this is gonna happen or not. All right. The first one being, and I've shared them all in the chat, so if you guys want to follow along, you can see this. The first one is commercial for gaming charity, followed by one for junk food. 9 out of 10, we're gonna get G Fuel, right?
Yeah, probably, or Prime or some shit.
Prime or some sort of like Mr. Beast bars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's 100%. It's where it's like, oh, look at this amazing thing we're doing. We're giving away money to this charity. Also sponsored by the worst company you could ever imagine. And I think that is going to be something that's stellar. That's going to happen this fucking time. Of course, the next one is an orangutan steals a banana.
What?
It could be in-game trailers, by the way.
Is this Planet of the Apes? Like, are they thinking about Planet of the Apes?
Could be Monkey Ball.
I think so.
Could be Monkey Ball. You don't know.
Bunch of Monkey Ball. Bring back Monkey Ball.
They did. There's like new DLC or something.
We bought them.
It's called Monkey Ball Rumble or something. It just came out, so you look into that. Batman game trailer. Will we get any Batman related content?
No. Definitely not. Not after Kill the Justice League. I'll be surprised if we see anything Batman related in the next 10 years.
Well, we already have another game coming out in the Batman Arkham verse. So
yeah, that's right. The other studio that worked on is working on a game, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it's called what? Batman fucking Shadows or some shit.
I mean, who knows? They made Gotham Knights, so I'm not really too hyped for that either.
Okay. The next one is, I don't know if Easy Allies is doing something special this year, but I sure hope so. That is a very personal thing. Good for him. I'm constantly going to be watching all my favorite people watching the event 1,000 times, which is something I do. Does anybody else do this? Where I'll react to the thing that we're going to do, and then I'll watch hours of the same fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
But from other people's perspectives.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Usually Easy Allies, actually, because they're.
That's,
I mean, other than now there were some departures and stuff like that, they were a pretty good group to.
yeah.
They weren't like the thing that makes Easy Allies so good is that they aren't obviously like hype beasts. So they're genuinely like reacting to this and not just going like
Now,
bunch of idiots.
Michael Huber was standing, who's definitely a hype beast.
Yeah, but I mean, he's genuinely hype. He's not just like
he is genuinely hyped. That is true.
yeah, being loud and jumping and being crazy. It's a hype.
100%. There'll be a record scratch sound is another one.
Yeah, you can probably.
There's always like a
scratch,
funky sound effect,
There's
right?
always the like, oh, this isn't what you thought it was, and it's going to be playing that. So yeah. 2 celebrity surprises. Are we going to see any celebrities at the event?
Diesel's going to be here for some reason.
There's always at least one announcing, and then one like you randomly pan to in the crowd.
Rock is
and
gonna
you're
be here
like,
for
"Who
some
the fuck
reason."
The Rock.
At
Why
least
the fuck
we're gonna
is
see
he
the
there?
Rock. We're gonna see the Rock because the Rock's gonna fucking self-insert himself into anything. Let's be real here. Shout out to his new movie though, where he's like he looks completely different.
Oh,
That might
the
actually
Benny
be-
Safdie movie? Yeah.
That actually might be a banger. But other than that, yeah, the Rock's gonna be there. Vin Diesel's probably gonna be there for some reason. He usually shows up to these events. Either I don't think he actually plays video games.
But last year, Al Pacino showed up to announce
Yeah, Al
something.
Pacino was a weird one. I'm like, why
Al
is Al
Pacino was at the
Pacino
Game
here?
Awards. Yeah.
Like he does not play video games. Get him out of here.
Taylor
man.
Swift will be cosplaying as America.
Right.
Imagine From Software getting Taylor Swift.
Lord.
No,
But yeah.
for Taylor Swift.
I know they can't.
Someone kisses a puppet right on the mouth too. Yucky. We've had
It's always
Muppets.
weird and uncomfy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Yeah.
Muppets. I feel like Muppets is a Game Awards thing.
Usually that is true. They usually come out during the Game Awards. They sometimes I think came
Usually there's like a mascot or a costumed something somewhere.
I don't know. I'm already just scared to begin with that a puppet would be on. So we'll see. Someone walks across the stage without removing their hands from their pockets. That's very specific.
It's very
Always.
specific for some reason. I don't notice that stuff. So
I mean, hey, man,
Especially
there's a lot of shy
like,
devs out there.
jeans, because the classic dev dressed up look is
Actually,
a graphic tee, a blazer, and jeans, and they put their hands in their pockets and they
gamers don't know how
like
to
stroll
dress.
out awkwardly. Yeah.
you fucking nailed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I see Phil Spencer do that. I've seen
And then-
Todd Howard wear like a jean, like not a jean jacket, but
Yeah.
like fucking like a leather vest.
And then they'll either have like sneakers on, or they'll try to do the jeans with the nice like dress shoes. And it's like, come on, man, what are you doing out here?
either,
Bud?
your
It's
Actually-
pictures are either underdressed or overdressed.
Actually, specifically right underneath that, Jeff Keighley wears white shoes. That's a guarantee. That man's gonna wear some white
he
shoes.
always wears like sneakers and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he usually wears sneakers.
Which I respect.
Yeah.
If,
Unless you're
like,
Phil
it's
Spencer,
your
then you're
brand.
also wearing platforms.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jesus Christ.
Damn, going for the gut there. Video game with a greenish person. Yeah, I mean it's video
I mean,
games.
yeah, at some point there's
I
gonna
would
be
say
one.
bluish green is usually the go-to, right?
Bluish green. I mean, it's still greenish, I guess, right?
Yeah. Good enough. Yeah, it counts.
Yeah, they try to trick us.
That's
They've done
the-
that several times.
That's the entire
I feel like
weekend.
that goes with the
That's-
rest. of the
yeah.
record scratch.
That's a free square right there. They try to
That's
trick
a free
us.
square. That's a free square. Dragon Age. Something
There are
Dragon
rumors.
Age.
There are rumors
There
that
are
there's a
rumors
like a
that that'd be-
remaster or something coming out.
If we do see
I
Dragon
l-
Age, it's gonna be some fucking CGI trailer.
I did, yeah, but you're correct. I actually literally heard something drop today that Grubb said
Yeah,
there
he's-
might be a Dragon Age something, not Dreadwolf, but something.
yeah, I think it's a remaster. I don't think we're gonna see Dreadwolf, but we'll see like a remaster of Dragon Age.
Yeah, so
Probably
that's-
the Inquisition more
Quote,
than
unquote,
likely because that's usually on the tip of everybody's tongue.
I think
Yeah.
Origins would be the one that makes the most sense.
Yeah,
'cause it's-
maybe bring old ones and bring them back or bring them forward.
but
they'll probably start a Dragon Age 1 then.
Yeah.
we'll see. We shall see. No less than 3 dogs, not one clad, excluding big cats. The fuck?
That square should have been game uses animals to market their game.
Do you remember?
That is a trend.
Do you remember when once John Bernthal came out with his dog?
No, I'm like, why the fuck do you have your dog here, bro? Go home.
That was his. That
Go
was his.
home.
That
You're
was
at a
his,
Ubisoft conference, dude. Go home.
That was his support animal, man. Good for him, I guess. Anyways, a pizza's thrown like a frisbee.
Breaking
I've seen
Bad.
games
What
like
the
that.
fuck?
It's definitely a Breaking Bad reference. Yeah. Two people on a couch using whole bodies to play game.
Oh yeah, every ad. They're
Yeah.
I fucking hate that.
yeah.
Like,
Oh
you've
my
never played a
God.
video game in your life before,
Oh.
brother. Get out of here.
Oh my
Obvious.
god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's
I love being
fucking
marketed by people who think we're stupid.
funny. Oh my
Let me
God.
let me
Um,
let me revisit the square called "They Try to Trick Us."
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct.
We see Goofy and he's an utter oaf as usual. We of course apparently Kingdom Hearts is not happening, but it doesn't mean that we won't see a Disney game. So there's a high possibility that this could happen.
Probably something with Disney Dream Valley or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
most
or
likely.
whatever the fuck's going on with that Fortnite thing, right? Isn't there supposed to be like a Disney Fortnite adventure that's supposed to be like coming soon? Maybe we get a tease for that.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, or expansion for that like Animal Crossing game that Fee likes.
What?
Let's see. Fee likes that game, right?
What do you mean,
It's
Disney
good.
Dreamlight Valley?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
game.
Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Okay, okay. I
thought
said
you were
the
talking
I said the
about
name and you didn't say the name.
Colonizer,
I forgot what the title was called. Oh, there is also the Hello Kitty game. Yeah.
Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Adventure.
Yeah, that one.
A dog says bark bark. That's probably gonna happen. So a short guy and a tall guy stand side by side, but it's barely not played for laughs.
Bravely not played
not
for
played
laughs.
Bravely not for laughs.
100%.
That's-
that
that-
is also a free space.
That is
always
that's
happens.
the throwback to fucking the Bethesda conference back in the day when it was Doom and there was like a really
Oh.
tall guy and a really short guy. 100% call back to that.
Oh my god. Ubisoft still no date for Steep on Switch. That's very specific. An animal makes a wrong sound. I've seen that happen in games. Some kissing but no tongue. That's gross. I've seen that in games. Let's see here.
Sure.
No game announced starting with the letters G, J, O, F, or P.
Wait,
Oh,
do
it's
you
gonna get you there.
just lose the square if that happens? Or if that does?
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
So then, yeah, you don't have access to that square, and then someone falls off in a serious. Someone falls off a horse in a serious way, not for laughs.
In game or IRL?
Who knows?
I'm gonna take a guess. It's
Someone gets
in-game.
Christopher Reeves.
Okay.
High possibility. High possibility.
I hope it's in game. I don't think they're bringing out a fucking horse on stage. This isn't. Who the fuck was that? Bad Bunny? This isn't a Bad Bunny concert.
Oh no, that happened at a Bad Bunny concert.
Oh yeah, he's
That kinda
touring
makes sense
with
in context,
a horse.
though.
He brings it out on stage,
Oh god.
and then the arena reeks of horse shit for
Oh,
days.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Yeah.
horse shitting that much?
Yeah, horse shit's a lot.
Horse shit's a lot.
Yeah.
dude.
Shitting that much?
Horses have
Yeah.
large stomachs and shit a lot.
Oh yeah.
Correct.
As a
Quite a bit.
person that has dated a horse person, that
You
is
dated a horse?
As
No, a horse
person
person.
who had horses.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same thing as a horse. It's a horse person. It's a humanoid. It's a hybrid.
Fucking centaur.
yeah, it's a
It's not a-
centaur. What
a
the
centaur?
fuck?
It's not an anamorph.
I just dated a horse person. She was half person, half horse.
A horse is a
No,
horse.
like
horse.
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 Girls, yeah.
Oh yeah, horse girl. She's a horse girl. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I love the
Horse
Lord
girl-
now added to
horse girl
this.
is
I love the Lord just now added to the podcast.
Dude,
Harv
Google
dated a
horse
horse
girl, you will
girl.
get a centaur. 100%.
Harv dated a centaur.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that.
Love
for
that for
you.
you.
Crazy
I
times,
love
man.
it.
Crazy times.
Oh Lord. Anyways, but yeah, I wanted to talk about that because that
Bring it
was
over
funny. That
Carrots.
some of those are very specific and absolutely true. Some of them are off the wall crazy. I think we should all make our own bingo cards. There's some weird shit that could definitely happen during the conferences.
I'm just waiting for the Schick Hydro guy to come back at some point.
Oh man, By the way, shout out to Logan and Michael, because they have that gif of him and the shit Quattroman. They're the guys in the background like cheering on. So that is pretty legit.
I'm now right now getting blinded by the rays of God.
I see that.
God is fucking eviscerating your providence right now.
He heard the centaur talk, and he's like, I gotta take him out.
Oh shit, he got one of them? Oh no.
That's
We got
one
all
being
of them.
summoned. It's outside waiting for you for a ride.
It's God at your window. Open the door, Harv.
It's fine. It's unlocked. It's fine.
The window's unlocked too?
The door's open.
What about the window?
The window.
Is it like a? It's like
I have a
door
sun.
to
I have a
to
sun
your
deck door.
balcony?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's open too?
Yeah.
Nah, I
Damn.
mean, who's gonna climb up to go up through the sun deck? That's crazy.
I mean, that's where I would do it if I was going to break into someone's house.
That's a lot of effort, man.
I mean,
If I lived
you
like
got a 40
I live,
you got a 4090. That's like $2,000 right there. Easy.
I live on the 7th floor of this building. But if I lived on like the 25th floor, I don't know if you'd do that.
Like, I'd steal your catalytic converter.
I believe it. Anyways, next up, after Summer Game Fest, obviously there are the little festivals. Xbox is the next big one after that. This is Xbox year to lose. Are they going to lose this year? I'm gonna start with Frank.
What?
I don't
What are you
even.
talking about?
Fee's gonna 100% step
Alright,
up
Fee-
and carpool gaming your ass right now. But I want to say
What the-
first and foremost,
Yeah, go for
I don't
it.
really give a shit if they fucking step up or not. At this point, it's just like, look, you guys can do really good, and I'm gonna enjoy your titles at this point. But I'm not buying another Xbox. I'm not buying another PlayStation. So you're not gonna sell me on a console. You're selling me on games, but as long as those games release, I really don't care.
Okay.
What do you
Yeah.
mean that it's this year for Xbox to lose? Like, literally, I'm not gonna lie to you. After what we saw with PlayStation, they literally just have to like lift their foot up like a centimeter to do better than what PlayStation did. I'm sorry. Their showcase was not good. Like, I don't understand. Like, I was like, every year since the PlayStation 5 has been announced and released, I've been waiting for something to make me be like, I need to go buy that console. And I have had zero in, like, the only thing that even got close to it was like maybe Final Fantasy 16.
Okay.
And even then, like, it's at some point going to come to PC anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, those games are gonna be day and date in the future anyway, so now it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, so it's just like, I don't know. It's just I wasn't like, I sat there and I watched the entirety of the PlayStation 1. I had zero, like, it was not a good showcase.
It's a state of play, which are different.
It's very
Okay,
safe, very safe.
even-
I don't think it's its main conference either. I don't think that state of
It's
play.
not going
going
to be the name one either.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sony
it's
doesn't
the
do
state
their
of
like
play,
big
but
stuff until like
still.
fall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but even
You're a fall person
still.
now.
Okay, but hear me out. I'm not just talking about showcases. I'm also talking about actual wins for games that come out. And so far, compared, if I had excluding PC, because eventually the games eventually come to PC, we understand that. In terms of Xbox
Thanks for beta
output,
testing for us.
I know, right? Basically, giving the output version of the output, which of course is not just sucking up and creating and devouring other, different companies. Where have they won in terms of games? Starfield is maybe an outlier, but I've also not heard great things about
7 out of 10.
that.
Yeah.
It's getting fixed. It's getting the cyberpunk treatment now. I called it from day one. They're fixing everything that people complain about, and by the time we talk about it, I would say either this year or the 2 more
But
years.
when the expansion comes out,
it'll be vindicated. Yeah, it'll be
when the
vindicated. Trust me.
expansion comes out.
It'll be a 10 out of
Okay.
10 to people.
Granted, that still is bad for the most part.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. It's just how it is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we need a win in terms of like actual Microsoft content, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Mario, you do have a point. Halo is not well received by like anybody other than the people who are still playing it.
After the first
Senua's
month.
Saga is not it is hit and miss. Some people really like it, but for the most part, it's a 4-hour title, and a lot of people still do have a real big problem with that, especially how long that game's been hyped up for. And what was the shit? I'm trying to remember all the fucking Microsoft. Starfield. We have that unreleased and still being worked on for some reason. Fucking Joanna Dark game. What the fuck is it?
Perfect Dark.
Perfect
We're
Dark
supposed
is
to
still
see
in
it.
development.
We're supposed to see it this year.
It's gonna be a different game from what was announced the first place because it's a different studio working on it. So
yeah,
like I don't even know.
I mean, I don't know what we looked at when it first got like the first trailer.
Just a CGI trailer.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what we're supposed to be seeing here. It's just the desert.
Yeah, I understand using Perfect Dark as that, but like I don't think anybody really cares about Perfect Dark anymore. Let's be real here.
Yeah, I was more of a GoldenEye person. I never really got into Perfect Dark.
Yeah. And then you still have the studio behind Banjo-Kazooie. I can't remember the fucking name. Rare. They're still not doing anything.
They're doing Sea of Thieves.
Wilds. They have Sea of Thieves, which apparently is doing enough for them to stay afloat. But otherwise, I'm saying in terms of like a general appeal game, again, not much in respect to what could possibly come out. I mean, they also had Deathloop came out for Bethesda, but that was of course going on PlayStation first, and now it's on Xbox. They had Citywire Tokyo, Ghostwire Tokyo, which was PlayStation, now also on Xbox, and that's not technically I've heard great things about. So like they've just had middling like losses, and that's why I'm like this is a make or break conference to me of like, all right, you bought everything. Where are the releases going to be, and where are they going to lie, and what is the future of your platform? That's why when I understand that, like, I'm not trying to talk bad about Xbox, but I'm also saying like, hey, I need a win from you. What can that be?
But you legitimately started your sentence with, this is their conference to lose.
It is, in my opinion.
I think I see what you're saying. I think what you're saying is they've had a lot of bad news happen in the industry with losses and like departures or like firings of people. The games that have been coming out haven't been as big.
Studios canceling, like
a lot of stuff leaving Game Pass. A lot of games being put on the platform that previously weren't, not selling as well as they did before.
Disproving that Game Pass is the solution, because clearly that does not help.
I get what you're saying.
Also, the fact that like I'm not trying to say like layoffs by any means are okay, and I'm not trying to downplay the fact that thousands of people in this industry have fucking lost their jobs over the past 2 years, but Sony's not fucking golden either, because they lost. They never said they were. People.
Yeah.
I'll never say they were, but they did have
I know you didn't, but I'm saying that they literally laid off 900 people. And the problem is, recently, whenever it comes to Xbox, people are like, Xbox is like the worst, or like they'll say like, oh, Xbox has done X, Y, and Z, and then like there's PlayStation in the corner just releasing, like letting go a bunch of people, or like not actually releasing any like what is it, studio titles this year. They're releasing
not this year, but they've done for the last 4. That's what I'm primarily saying, is that like they've had a solid output up until this year. And that's what I'm saying, where Xbox is coming out, where it's like every release that has come out so far has been middling at best. As opposed to, I'm looking at the PlayStation side of it, and I do see a lot of stuff. Now, a lot of that is third party, mostly because of their stupid exclusivity deals. But I'm just saying, in terms of like reasons why I'm happy with PlayStation in those terms, I've seen them have a constant thing. This is their one-off year. Xbox's has like not had a good start from the beginning, and that's where I'm like, they had some good years.
The last 2 years have been kind of rough.
But like in terms of like this series of the Series X and S, like the relaunched titles, it's literally 2 rare games. And well, one Obsidian game, I'm sorry. Halo, but Halo like lasted in terms of good faith before the game actually came out. The game came out, and then now nobody fucking talks about it for the most part. I know there are some people that are outliers, but I mean like it just sort of just like immediately the goodwill fell apart once there was no longevity for that game. It fell in the same trappings of all these other live services. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not judging like Xbox is the bad company. I know they've had some things that have gone on, but I'm saying in terms of like, they need to show me the future, while Sony, they can still be in the dark. There's still stuff that I know that's coming, but Xbox is like, hey man, Redfall did not work. Starfield, for the most part, it worked for some people, not for others. Grounded, it's a thing that's happening.
Why is grounded
Right.
still a thing?
You know, like
Because
that's
there's
all
a
I'm saying.
Large community for it. That's the
Is
thing.
there?
Yeah, there is.
Who's playing grounded?
I mean, Lucas has played it quite extensively, and so have other people who've played that game.
But like for like hundreds of hours.
I don't know.
There's no content in there. Then like I swear the content like ended like after like 2.
Even
I
saying
mean, personally, I haven't played it.
the biggest thing that they had was Hi-Fi Rush, in my opinion, and that was a total surprise. But we know that their system for Game Pass doesn't work because that's where it launched. It didn't save anybody. So that's the other thing.
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of just feels like this is the same conversation we had 2 years ago about Stadia, is where people just shat on Stadia, and then we see where that's happened. So I don't know. It's just like I think that we're gonna see a lot of different titles there, and I definitely agree that this is an opportunity for them to showcase a lot of things. But I feel like a group of people are going to go in just instantly negative instead of like thinking
I
like
agree.
open mind, which is what's going to happen. Is we're going to see a large group in a community that are just going to be shitting on Xbox for an hour and a half, rather than
No
thinking
matter what
like,
they do.
no matter what they do, they literally
They could have a 10 out of 10 conference and people will still say it was fucking mid.
correct, because they didn't, because Hellblade wasn't what some people thought. Some people like, at least like the people who I talk to on a regular basis, love that game.
I liked it.
I think it's very interesting to see how polarizing it has been, because like I sat down and I watched some like content of it, and I'm like, this look like, if I could play this game, which I cannot play Hellblade.
You could play it on cloud.
On Thursday.
I cannot play that game unless I want to throw up. It actually causes motion sickness. So
Really?
I cannot play.
Oh shit.
There's a lot of motion
100%.
blur in that game.
There's a lot of motion.
Oh,
blur
I turned
and-
it off.
Well, even then, it's because of the like the effects that they have to kind of like correlate what she's going through and her psychosis is what makes me want to like, and it's
Got
not
it.
because of it. Like, I'm not saying like voices concern me or like what she was going through like turns my
You're
stomach.
talking about
It
the
is-
swirly bits.
Correct. That makes me ill. So I personally can't play that game, which is very unfortunate because I wanted to play that game. It's a game I've been wanting to play. I didn't even get through 1 because I just couldn't get through it. I was at a loss. But no, I think that's just my concern going into it. And I apologize if I seemed like I was coming off as combative. It's just more on the lines of like, I think that it's just like, it's a mentality that the gaming space has right now where it's just like, instead of going in and thinking about like the positives or like going in with like, okay, I want to see what they're going to bring to the table, it's, I don't like Xbox, I'm not going to care. Like what Frank said, they literally could have a 10 out of 10 conference and then people are like, well, they didn't go 11 out of 10, so they're terrible. Like, and it's just like the arguments that I've seen recently, and I'm not saying that you were disregarding it by any means, Mario, but I've had conversations with people where they're just like, well, Xbox has released so many people, and I'm just like, other studios are doing that, and I'm not trying to say like it's a good thing or like it's justified. It's just, it's very disheartening when we're still at console wars, which is absolutely redonkulous at this point. Like,
Absolutely,
I think it's very
people are shilling for
childish.
companies.
Oh no.
That's insane.
And I don't think you are, Mario, by any means.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, as someone
No, we all know you're a PS5 fanboy secretly.
I have all the
I
consoles.
see what your subscriber list is.
I don't play on PC. I play on the consoles, right? I play on Xbox and I play on my PlayStation 5. So like,
Yeah.
I play both when I can. Like I played Hellblade on the Series X, and man, was I blown away by it. I didn't really get a chance to talk about it. I was blown by the visuals. I was not necessarily blown by the game.
Amazing in that game.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best fucking looking things you could see on that television. But yeah, to regard to what you're saying, Fia, is like, yeah, like those tribalistic fucking assholes. I'm not necessarily trying to vote for them to be happy about this. I'm talking about in general with the brand of Xbox needing to have a, hey, this is a good moment for us. And it's because of all the aforementioned, damage of studios, people losing their job, the game's not hitting. That's primarily what I'm saying is like the games have not hit. When are they going to start hitting? Is that going to be this fall? Is that going to be setting up next year? Like, what is the future of what we're doing?
I don't think Xbox's problem is necessarily that they're having bad conferences, and I think they should definitely take a.
Yeah, they don't have bad conferences, that's for sure.
Yeah, like I don't think the conference is necessarily bad. They're never really like, oh god, I hated watching that. I hate sitting here for like an hour and stuff like that. I don't think the conferences are bad. I think they need to take a page out of Jeff Keighley's book and temper expectations of what these conferences are, because they're still under. I think their main problem is that they're still under the guise that they have to like overly hype these events, the way they're wording it and stuff like that. How these world premieres, this like stuff like that. Like just temper your expectations, and people will probably be less like on them about these having to be good, right? I don't think they have to be good. I don't think any of these events have to be fucking 10 out of 10 things. They don't owe me anything. They're a corporation and I'm just an end user, right? But at the end of the day, you know, the people talk on hype, right? And if you don't have anything hype there, then tell people like, hey, look, this is going to be an event, you know, we're probably not going to show anything like too crazy, but temper the expectations. At some point, a lot of people are going to take that as, oh, you're not really selling me on it, like what's happening with Jeff Keighley stuff, right? But I'm going to watch the Jeff Keighley thing anyway, because I know, but I'm not going to come in thinking, oh wow, Splinter Cell's going to be here, oh wow, Metal Gear Solid Delta's going to be here, you know what I mean? Shit like that, because you're tempering my expectations as a user, right? But if you overhype it, you're going to expect hype, and when you don't get hype, you get mad, right? At least other people do. I don't get fucking mad when I don't get hype. At this point, I expect it, but it is what it is. Like in the industry, and honestly, I think Microsoft should take a page out of it and be a little bit more transparent about their events, instead of them being this big thing. Just be like, hey, look, this is what's maybe or not going to be there.
I would love to. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say I would have loved for like in that in the you know, in the way that you're saying it, like if there was the announcement for the showcase, but in the showcase announcement, it's like expect this. Don't expect this.
Sony did it. Like expect titles from PlayStation, expect titles from PSVR. And like you knew going in what it was gonna be, you just didn't know what it was gonna be, right? But in your head, you're not thinking there's less guesswork. If there's less guesswork, there's less overhyping yourself as a person. And honestly, the problem comes from people like what Fee said and I said. It can be a 10 out of 10. It's just not going to be your personal 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? Because some people are still going to bitch about it anyway. It's the problem of the individual user that why some of these conferences fail, not necessarily the conference itself. But you have to temper that user's like idea of what your conference is going to be. That way, they don't go in thinking it's going to be like this 10 out of 10 or 11 out of 10.
Then I think I'm going to rephrase the question then to what are you most excited for to come out of Xbox? And I'm going to go around the horn how I see it. Harv, what are you most excited for? Even if you're not going to play it on an Xbox, you're probably going to play it on PC. What are you excited that might be showed from their library of games?
I just want to preface and say that all their conferences in the last like probably 3 years have been really, really, really fucking good. Microsoft knows how to do a show, which is awesome. I think Indiana Jones is the only thing that I'm excited for when it comes to Xbox right now. Even that, I still need to see more of that game to be more excited about it. I love Indiana Jones. It's one of my favorite franchises. I love it. But I just want to see a little bit more out of that and just see how the game, like, you know, just I want to see a HUD. I want to see like how it works, menus, all that kind of stuff. When it comes to other Xbox stuff, I don't know. I haven't seen it. Like the problem is I haven't seen anything.
Fable?
So like,
where's Fable?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
like I want to see more of Fable. Also, I don't know if I have Fable under rose-tinted glasses because I haven't played it in like 15 years or some shit, right? Or 15 or 20 years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I have no idea. Like I haven't went back and played the game. So yeah, apparently I don't think we're gonna see Fable this weekend. So like
Fable.
But you know, it'd be kind of cool to see that. But again, if we did see it, it would be like a CGI trailer again. But that's the thing. Like I'm excited for like I'm excited for like Clockwork Revolution, I think it's called. Right? But like I still
it's like very like BioShock Infinite.
Yeah, but I still don't know what the game is, right?
Sure.
So like I don't really know. But yeah, I think that's really because like Avowed is not my thing. I don't like I don't like that style. It's a Starfield style. I don't like it that much. So it's not going to be like my kind of thing. But Yeah, I think Indiana Jones is probably the one thing I'm really, really excited about. But again, I need to see more of that game first.
Okay.
Also, I like machine games, so like that's a plus for me.
Yeah, Indy's gonna be sick. I know people have a problem with that perspective shift, like that. Cool. I like that perspective shift of like first to third because it reminds me a lot of Rainbow Six Vegas. If anybody's played that game, where like the cover is third person, but the game is first person. So you get into cover, you're in third, you go into first. That shit's cool. I like that a lot. I think more games should do that.
The one thing I will say about Xbox, I think what Xbox just like not Microsoft, but Xbox the brand, I think they just need to like kind of just go back into the shadow a little bit and just not be as transparent, I think. Because I think their words of what they've said like way back have kind of caught up with them now at this point. And I think they just need to not kind of do that. But it's kind of hard not to do that because you are trying to sell more, you're trying to do more, and it's like a back and forth kind of thing. Because like I don't know.
Yeah, they definitely set themselves to fail with the clips that I've seen of just like them talking about all these promises and stuff like that, and then them backfiring years later. Like,
yeah, but again, I'll be playing these on PC. I don't have Game Pass anymore because I just didn't get any value out of it. But when those games come out, like Indiana Jones and stuff, I'll probably end up getting it just to play the game, and then I'll,
Fee, what are your hopes and expectations the thing that you're excited for the Xbox conference?
Definitely more Indiana Jones coverage because it is going to be coming out in August, if I remember correctly. So I'm hoping to see some gameplay.
I don't think they've set a date for it.
I thought
Just
it was
later this year.
Yeah, the rumors were supposed to be December for it, but not sure.
Maybe a date.
We'll probably maybe see a date, yeah, or at least a window.
Yeah, 2024.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. So yeah, I definitely want to see that for sure. I'm also really interested in seeing any sort of indie games that they're bringing in because they definitely have had kind of a good track record over the past few years, bringing some really good indie games like Pentiment and a number of others onto the platform, and especially with Game Pass. So I definitely want to see more of that because quite honestly, overall, at the end of the day, the games that have had me like the most hyped anyway are the indie games that we've been seeing. And quite frankly, that's kind of just across the board with any of the showcases and conferences and state of plays that we've seen is like the more the indie side that I like anyway. So I think that I'm keeping my expectations open. I know we're going to be seeing some hardware conversation. They announced it today that they're going to be talking about a new like controller or something like that. So
we'll have haptic feedback.
Yeah, we'll be seeing some hardware. But yeah, I'm just keeping an open mind. Maybe we'll see more Fable. Maybe we'll get some sort of information about it. Because that game was shown last year as a trailer, and they didn't show an actual gameplay, but they had the guy who voices who is Mose from the IT crowd, who narrated it. So I'm hoping that we get some more information on that. But yeah, I know there's definitely some opportunities, and maybe quite honestly, we're going to see Forza. Let's be freaking real.
Forza?
Nah,
I don't think
I
don't think so this year.
There's no fucking chance we see Forza
at
an Xbox conference.
It's a motorsport year, but Playground makes motorsport.
I'm honestly,
so like,
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I thought there would be Forza this year. There's Forza every year. Forza Horizon, Forza Lego, Forza Motorsport. They don't need a reason. They'll just put it out.
Yeah, they literally like anytime they're just like, oh, by the way, we have a new car game coming out, and it's Forza Horizon 5.2.
Yeah, their arcade version of the game.
I feel like that definitely was the last generation where there was like one every other year. There was the Forza, and then there was the Horizon variant the next year. But because of the time they took on the last motorsport game, and then now the other company is working on Fable, I don't think we'll actually get a car game this year, which sounds crazy, but like the only thing I think we'll see is maybe DLC for Motorsport, as well as the fact that there's another Microsoft's flight simulator game that is like search and rescue stuff. We'll probably see more stuff of that. But the thing, Sly, before I give my stuff, what is your hype level of what you would want to see out of these games? Now, I don't know much of your Xbox love, but is there anything specifically that you can remember? You're like, oh yes, I would want to see more of this. If not, that's fine.
Yeah. My Xbox is hooked up. It has not been turned on since I moved. It's there. I have it. I haven't paid for Game Pass in a while. It's a great deal when you are paying for Game Pass, but it was packed, so I just haven't renewed that. So yeah, I feel like my problem with Xbox is there's always like 2 or 3 games that they'll show, and I'll be like, ooh, I would try that out if I already had Game Pass. But there's not usually something that makes me go, I need to renew my Game Pass right this second. I think they really need just one big, like, oh, I really want to play that. I'm going to renew my Game Pass subscription, and then I'll play all the other games that I've been, had my eye on. I think that's where I'm at.
Okay. Gears of War, where are you?
I think we'll see a Gears of War.
Gears of War is one of those titles that it will come out and I will devour it when it comes out, and then I won't think about it again.
Yeah, that's Gears for you.
But I'm at the
multiplayer.
point.
That's why the multiplayer like sustains itself.
It does, and I used to be
not into that crowd. We're not into that crowd.
Not anymore. I used to be when I was a kid, man. I used to be like fucking battle tags and like play like not MLG level shit, like, because we were not that good, but we would try our best, like. But Gears of War as a touchstone for Xbox at this point, I'm just heavily into just being in that world for that moment and then booking the fuck out. And I'm kind of obsessed for the idea of what is this next one going to be because of how they ended the last one. They ended reboot it. The end. See, to me, then it's like you're not finishing your story, which don't do the Halo route with this.
Yeah,
like,
from what I say, is this supposed to be like a trilogy of games or some shit?
Well, there's a trilogy originally. Like the war ended in the third one. I don't know. Like they kind of just brought back weird reasons to continue the story. So I would be okay if they just stopped there and just rebooted it. Just go back to the original war.
But to me, that would be such a just. I do fuck with the war, and with this war, it's the war of my mother, which I want to see the conclusion of. So that's why I want to see the end of the Gears as we know it, because I actually did get some minorly invested in these characters, and so like I would love for that, cap to it, because yeah, they left off the last one in such a bizarre way of like choosing which character you want to die. And whatever is the canon ending, I'm not sure yet. I wonder which one they're going to go with, or if your decision mattered carries through. But yeah, I'm looking forward to if they have a Gears announcement, because it's going to look fucking pretty. And I very much enjoy being in those worlds, even post the original 3. But yeah, that's just my personal take. Fable 3 is another one. Fable in general is another one that I really want. But I don't have expectations because I don't think that game exists. I think they're just fucking with me. They're just fucking with me at this point. I haven't seen any gameplay of it. No, just the trailer, which was a good trailer.
Honestly, joking aside, yeah, I think they're going to show gameplay of it this year. I think this is the year you show gameplay for it.
Please,
you have to at this point, please.
Something, because I, to me, it's just Mighty Python Skyrim, and I'm okay with that. Like, just give me that. Just give me Mighty Python. Another major game, Avowed, which definitely either is happening this year or next year. That is another game that I'm very interested in, only because it's Skyrim but new, and I want to try and colorful, and I kind of want to check it out, especially if it's a Game Pass game.
I guess. I mean, it's made by Obsidian.
Obsidian.
It's going to be more Fallout New Vegas with magic. I don't know where Skyrim came from.
I just meant like in terms of the kind of game that I was expecting. It's just that it's going to be one of those, and so kind of interested to see how they approach it. But yeah, those are my general ideas for Xbox.
All I know is it's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a good show. Xbox always puts on a good show.
It's not gonna be a 10 out of 10. It doesn't need to be a 10 out of 10. I don't need it to be a 10 out of 10. You don't need it to be a 10 out of 10. Only people who need it to be a 10 out of 10 is shareholders. And who the fuck cares what they think?
Yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, shareholders, carpool gaming, they just need it to be a 10 out of 10.
Silk Song, baby.
That will get you your 10 out of 10.
That's my 10 out of 10. When I see that
With a
game,
date?
10 out of 10.
Silksong
No,
stealth launch.
I don't really need.
Stealth launch?
I don't really need a date. I don't
No,
need
you
a
need
date.
a date
I
more.
just need to see it.
You need a pulse on it. Make sure it's still alive.
Just give me a pulse on it. That's it.
And then you'll be seeing us react to some of these conferences. Of course, we would plan to do SGF, Xbox Showcase, and then some others, if I'm not mistaken, as well as reactions possibly to ones that we may or miss. It just depends. There's a lot going on. There's new showcases added every goddamn day. And I'm like, do we do this one? Do we not do this one? Hopefully we'll have like a giant podcast where we could talk about literally everything.
Well, if anything, we could just chill in Discord. Me and you, we're unemployed. Chill in Discord. You know what I mean? Just pick shows as they start.
We'll definitely keep out on the socials of when we decide on the showcases when we go live, and keep you all in the loop there, of course. I think that's about a good way to end it at that point. With episode 99 of the Point in Progress podcast, this is the penultimate episode to 100, and so I hope you had a great time with us. We have a great time with you. I, of course, want to have everyone give their shout outs where you can find them. Whatever Harv's doing, I'm going to let him speak next.
I'm eating my beard.
Ew.
Delicious.
That's what you're doing. I thought you were
Fiber.
chattering your teeth.
No.
Terrifying. Scary as hell.
Where can you find me? Was that the question?
Yeah, where can people find you on the net? Thank you.
You can find me at Beard of the Hair. Not much in this week, but I will try to stream as much as I possibly can. But yeah, Beard of the Hair pretty much everywhere.
Got you. Sly, where can people find you on the net?
You can find me here. You can find me announcing things next week. You can find me on Thirsty Thursdays over at After Party SHO. And you can find me reading books. That's my goal for the rest of the year. Reading some goddamn books.
Put some fucking literature in your brain. Put some words in your fucking noggin.
Yeah.
Y'all out here trying to read
other than an inordinate amount of Jason Todd fan fiction.
Y'all out here trying to read one book a week. I'm like trying to make one book a fucking decade, dude. That's what I'm at.
How about one book in a fucking lifetime at this point?
I'm very close to finishing Dune. I'm very, very close.
Dang, that's a thick one
Are
too.
you doing Messiah afterwards?
Yeah, I bought the 3-book collection, so I have a 3 books that are raring to go. I'm in the middle of the first one.
That is a series I have read, and that series goes fucking places.
Yeah, they gotta have the context of the movies because man, oh boy. But yeah, Frank, where can people find you on the net?
You can find me on Twitter at the Frank GV. You can find me on TikTok. Unfortunately, I don't think TikTok's working anymore, so I'm not posting shit there. You can find me at the Frank GV there, but you can also find me on YouTube at the Frank GV. I've been posting my Rainbow Six clips because they actually do numbers.
Soft launch.
Yeah, no, they do numbers there. It's the same account I've always had since 2007, but I just renamed it back to my actual name. But yeah, no, I've been posting all my Rainbow Six clips there, and they've been doing pretty fucking good. 10,000 views a fucking clip, 150 likes. It's pretty decent. I've gained 10 subscribers this week.
Damn, dog.
So,
Frank, give me your hype level right now. Give me your 1 out of 10. Your urge to go back to Destiny.
8. I've heard this is actually pretty decent when you can get into the game.
Dude, the first screenshot that I saw was just the collage of 12 people on streaming, and nobody could get into the game.
If you get it, Harv, I'll buy it. If I buy it, I'll buy it. I don't care. I will buy another Destiny game.
I will buy it. I'll probably end up getting it later on, a little bit later.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that. We can play it later.
Yeah,
we can play once they get all the bugs out, once they get some of the content in and stuff like that, the seasonal shit. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
All right. And Fee, where can people find you on the net?
You can find me over on my Twitch where I've been playing Honkai Star Rail. I'm also going to be doing some painting streams over the next few weeks before I go on vacation. So go check me out over there. We're going to be doing some alt art for Star Wars Unlimited. So I'm going to be taking some of the cards and painting them.
Okay.
So go check me out over there. You can also find me over at Carpool Gaming, where I talk about Xbox every week, except for this week, where we are going to be doing a special thing on Sunday instead. And all sorts of stuff will be announced over the next few days. So check out my Twitter because
I
I'm gonna be
wonder what it
retweeting-
is on Sunday.
Yeah, well, I wonder.
Yeah.
Also, there's gonna
What's
be.
on Sunday?
Oh, I wonder. No, so there's going to be some stuff posting, and maybe you can grab some stuff over the next few days, or maybe week or so. So go check out my Twitter, and go check out the Carpool Twitter because we're going to be posting all sorts of stuff over the next week and a half, which is going to be a lot of fun. So go check us out over there.
Very cool. And then, yes, of course, you can find me here at Point in Progress, as well as on x.com/thatMarioRivera, where we'll be doing nothing because I'm jobless. So I will be doing nothing on any of these platforms. That's the opposite of what I should be doing. I should just be making more stuff. But honestly, I'm just taking a vacation.
Take a little vacation. You deserve a little staycation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wake up with your balls out.
Yeah.
Make an egg, and
Yeah.
fall asleep at 12 in the
On the
afternoon to
balls?
like not balls, but your balls out when you wake up.
Free
right?
ball. He's
But
free
the-
balling.
Yeah, you're free
It's
balling.
free balling.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? You don't need to like when you're working, you need to tuck that shit back in. But when you're not working, you're good.
You
And
know?
then, fall asleep at on your couch at like 12 p.m. in the afternoon to like some fucking reality TV show like everybody else does when they're job.
Yeah, dude. Watching Maury.
Watching
In the
movies
mornings?
high out of your mind at like 9 a.m.
I can see that happening. I actually went for a walk today. It felt nice.
Worry.
It was cicada filled, but I was worth it. It's definitely worth it. Anyways, this of course has been episode 99 of the Point in Progress. 100 is coming. Oh my God. We have some stuff to talk about, but we're only going to talk about it on that day. So stay tuned. Now, again, was that next week or was it the week following? Because I know next week is game
Next
stuff. Is it next week? Okay.
Next week.
We're doing it. Episode 100. You're going to want to be here because there's some shit that we have to talk about. And so that is going to be the
Wednesday
one.
the 12th.
Yes.
We'll be here.
I keep thinking that Wednesday is Father's Day, but that's not true. That's way later. But that's because I'm also confusing all the days for the showcase. But yes, episode 100. Please be here. It will be fantastic. And you will see the future of what we're going to bring to you. So thank you again for being here, being in the chat. We love you all here on Twitch, here on YouTube. So we're going to say goodbye now because progress has been made. Goodbye, everybody.
Shout out to Maury.
Shout out to
Shout
Maury.
out to Maury, I guess.
Shout out to Sally Jesse Raphael. All right. Nobody remembers her.
Also, shout out to the people that put ketchup at room temperature.
Ricky Lake.